Hello, and welcome to this new campaign, The Last Resort of Murkendraw Bog. This is a campaign set within a gorgeous bog within the Feywild, starting aboard a luxury barge. A group of fantastic characters are all brought together to help the owners, who may or may not be hags, with some problems affecting their new and very desired resort. Will they find the source of these health and safety hazards? Stay around and find out. For those of you who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here plays fantasy characters in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique character with character sheets that tell them who they are, what they can do, what abilities they have, and what dice to roll. They will mostly be rolling a 20-sided die to see if they succeed in what they're trying to do. The higher the roll, the more likely the outcome will be in the roller's favour. 20 is good, 1 is bad, but I like the chaos that occurs with natural ones, so I like my players to roll them. And whilst they play their characters, everything else is played by me. Barges, enthusiastic cabin crew, swampy bog creatures, 80s-themed business owners who may or may not be hags. Between me describing the world and story, the players describing what they want to do, and some dice rolls to keep things interesting, we will tell our tale. I am Liz, I use they, them pronouns, and I will be DMing today for a lovely cast of players. Let's meet them now.
Hi, I'm Nat, I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Valka Heartsong, who also uses she, her pronouns. Valka is everyone's favourite granny barbarian. She protect, she attack, she always brings the snacks as well. She is an ancestral guardians barbarian. She's been on a little bit of a journey since we last saw her in Secrets of Elturel Buried, and I'm looking forward to uncovering exactly what happened during this.
Hello everyone, my name is Ali and I use he, him pronouns. Today I will be playing Teseli, your favorite blue skin tiefling, and he also uses he, him pronouns. Teseli is your glamorous, very charismatic glamour bard, but he is also a very intelligent artificer of the battlesmith, yeah? If I got it right, yeah, battlesmith kind. And he is always followed by Swifty, who is his steel defender.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma. I use the pronouns Em or Emma, and I'm playing Demi. Demi is a wizard/cleric, originally a tiefling, but recently resurrected by a hag as a hexblood. Demi is trying to figure out their place in the world, and they have some strange new powers, so they're also trying to figure out how those work.
Hi, I'm Sean. I use the pronouns he, him, and in this campaign I will be playing Joe Quixotic, who also uses he, him. Joe is a Dwergar sorcerer from the Shadowfell, a Netherese mercenary who has come to the Murkendraw Bog for a bit of a getaway, a little bit of a holiday. So look out for the tropical shirts, but also the black t-shirts and the bands on those. Joe is a shadow sorcerer, so look out for all of the creepy stuff that you've gotten used to seeing me do in some of the campaigns that I run. That's everything I'm telling you for now.
Hello, I am Rebecca. I am playing Veracity. We both use her pronouns. Veracity is a very small, obnoxiously cute gnome child. She is a wildfire druid who really just wants everyone to have a really nice time and get along, and if you aren't nice, she will set you on fire.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by UltraPro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of UltraPro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. You could be playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We are also supported by Warriors of Waterdeep. Take your team of warriors on a quest spanning the Forgotten Realms, all on your mobile. Power up your teams with items, work with your guild to defeat hordes of enemies, and test your mettle in the arena. And to make all of that work, you need gems! As we frequently say, the hunt for gems is real. Pop !WOW gems into chat for a link to collect free gems and get yourself that nice sword you've been looking at, or revive your heroes against a deadly foe. Download link !Warriors of Waterdeep in chat.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital dirt and dirt. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets and ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
This stream will run for 3 hours, and there will be a roughly 5 to 10 minute break somewhere near the middle. We run shows on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Greenwich Meridian / British Summertime, which is 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. in mainland Europe, and 2 a.m. Tuesday morning in Japan and parts of Australia. On Mondays and Tuesdays, we run TTRPG streams for 3 hours. And on Fridays, we run our talk show, Talk Together, for 1 hour. Our TTRPG streams can be one-shots, 4, 6, 8, or 12 weeks long. You can always find our latest schedule at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg/schedule.
We are Roll Together RPG on all socials, so find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Links in chat.
Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat. Help us make our shows from just £1, $1, or $1 gold piece, and unlock more tiers by joining. Our D20 Club are fab. They've created a fan Discord for us. They've also made a wiki page for Roll Together. You can find that at rolltogether.fandom.com.
Welcome to our podcast listeners. If you also would like to listen to us via podcast, you can search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcast provider. If we're not there, let us know and we will add ourselves to that list.
Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen, and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we are open to being corrected, so please do let us know if you think that one has been missed. We use the TTRPG Safety Toolkit and encourage safe play in your TTRPGs. You may see us use pause cards, but as we edit our streams, most of our safety tools are invisible. You can find out more, including the link to the toolkit at !safety in chat, where there's also a link for content warnings. And now, let's get into that intro and get started with the show. Hello, and welcome to episode 5 of Last Resort at Murkendraw Bog. What happened last time? Well, we started in a fight, and I think this is like a theme at the moment. We're starting during a fight with the head librarian, which you took down eventually. My favourite moments included all of the shields, there was an eagle, there was a Mantle of Inspiration, classic Taselli, there was lightning, and then Valga had like this finishing move, but times 2. You had the finishing move on the librarian, then on the archivists. After the fight, you had a nosy around the library. You'd rescued the books that needed saving, and you even had a nosy at those too. Taselli, you still have the Hydra egg. I'm going to keep reminding you about this. Swifty was repaired, as you all had a short rest. And during this time, Joe, you scanned about the library area and saw one of the walls that had been smashed in by the head librarian. It was demolished and it revealed a secret tunnel. Has anyone seen the Avatar cartoon? There was a song called Secret Tunnel, and that's all I can think of.
Secret Tunnel!
Such a good song.
Yes, love it.
Secret Tunnel, which you were all very inquisitive, so you investigated the secret tunnel. But you were being cautious. You left Enoch's prized book collection behind in a safe place for him to find. Demi, you sent out your arcane eye to scope out what the secret tunnel contained. Initially, you just saw some rooms, seemingly purposefully emptied. There's a training room and a bedroom, among others. There was a hall of lasers next, which you ended up using Windwalk to get through. I believe, Rusty, you cast that. That took you to like this wide space area, and within you saw 10 or so unmoving figures, which later you realized turned out to be the staff of the resort, but robotic and broken. Some of you stayed to inspect these. Joe and Veracity, you kind of gassed on, so to speak, scouting ahead. You two moved through a cramped tunnel of broken staff members. You reached a junction to the right and to the left and straight ahead. Straight ahead was what you were intrigued about. There was a glass door and a plaque at the end. The rest of you followed. After seeing the robotic staff members had maker's marks, Taselli, you were particularly interested in that. The maker's marks were sort of stamped with a key and a C. But after entering the room at the end of the secret tunnel, you found yourself in a cluttered space. There was junk metal, like scrap everywhere. There was a tank with creatures Taselli recognized from the Shadowfell there as well. Although it's debatable whether they were from the Feywild or the Shadowfell in the first place. There were also some explosive rune stones. And yes, lest we forget, there was a massive resplendent organ with crystal pipes. Veracity, you played the organ, but nothing seemed to happen. However, what did happen was from the corner, bursting forth from a bunch of parchment and assorted crap, a small little man sprang. He had wispy hair, and he said, "They've sent you, have they? You won't be able to catch me." He then disappeared as the floor kind of revolved. Apparently with magnetic shoes, he vanished and was replaced by 4 expeditious retreat workers, one of whom was holding a green aromatherapy humidifier. And that's where we left.
I'm sad that it wasn't the Phantom of the Opera who jumped out when Veracity played the organ.
There were two choices for me, and I picked the wrong one. Damn it!
It actually did play the music, but not here. Like the pipes kept going in completely
Somewhere
different
else.
room somewhere else.
That's totally
Like,
what
why
happened.
isn't it playing something? And someone else in a different room is like, make it stop.
But with that, I am going to have to ask everybody to roll initiative. Just to give you
Certainly.
a picture of the scene. These things are about 15 foot away from you. I'm putting you all in a Marvel line just so that we're clear, but if anyone wants to deviate from that, that's fine too.
We have not long rested in a long time.
I have used many spells.
Hooray!
21.
21 for Taselli.
4.
4 for Veracity.
13.
7.
Also 13.
Cool. I just typed in Valka's, and D&D Beyond did it for me already, so it almost made yours 1,313th.
Fast. Gotta go fast.
You're first. Cool. All right. Nice. Amazing. So, let me just paint you a picture of who is in front of you. I've told you that these are expeditious retreat workers, but I haven't really told you what they look like. So, from left to right, the leftmost has bright orange hair, but the hair color seems to have extended, like dyed down their face and onto their outfit. Next to the orange lady, we have a gentleman whose head is the wrong way round. The body is facing you, but the head is not. Next to them, Celeste is there. Celeste is absolutely fine. She looks perfect. She's magical.
She does.
Next
One
to
was
Celeste. Sorry?
Beret. Was Celeste the berry wearer?
Yep. And next to Celeste is the Furbolg, who has arms that are too long. Like too long, like dragging on the floor too long. So just to give you a visual of who's fighting you, Celeste is holding the air humidifier. She just stood there looking all, hello. Speaking of Celeste, it's her go.
Celeste, the one with the dehumidifier.
Yes.
She was really nice.
What's she going to cast?
Folks, it looks like we're about to be dehumidified.
She opens her mouth and says, please, relax, please, relax. And as her action, she's going to place the dehumidifier on the floor. Sorry, free action. She can place that on the floor. She seems to be pressing a button with that as well. And she's going to move straight ahead to the first person she can see. You're all in a line. Did any of you want to deviate from that?
Back.
Uh-huh.
I think I was specifically lying down on the ceiling behind a beam, wasn't I?
Oh, yes, Sean, I do remember that being a conversation that we didn't have last time. Are you on the ceiling, though? That would make sense for Joe.
Joe's generally on the ceiling on the wall.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I guess,
Joe.
Take heart within reasonable parameters. Would like put myself forward and be like, we're already very calm. It's okay.
let me quiet your mind.
Oh no.
I'm going to say,
no.
Valka, Celeste is coming for you, my love. She is going to, let's see, she's going to try and attack you twice. You see that she, her hands are moving around in what could be interpreted to be a massagey kind of way, but very aggressive. She's going to come at you with a pummel attack, followed by a deep tissue strike. The pummel attack first. It might be nice, you don't know. Let's see how hard she hits. Oh boy, that was a 12.
That does not hit, no.
You know what? It does hit, but it feels quite nice. She gets a knot that you needed. Yeah, you needed that to happen. Let's see how she goes with the deep tissue strike as she moves towards you. 21 to hit.
That's so.
That would hit, but I think am I? Does it a deep tissue strike? That does sound quite aggressive. I'm going to assume that all of them might be. I don't know. I'm going to shield.
Nice.
Stop
Okay.
waffling and shield. So I think the first one, she's like, "Oh, that's nice." I'm like, "No, back off!" And sort of, it's like a smack away with the axe, but doesn't actually touch. Like the axe just.
Please rest. As you do that, she kind of comes in with a very jabby hand, but it does not hit at all. That is Celeste go. We're going to move across the guy whose head is the wrong way round. Free action, his head's going to revolve I'm going to say slowly for effect, but this is all happening in 6 seconds. His head is going to start to revolve, and you see that he smiles, but he has no teeth, so it's just a black kind of void where his smile should be. Words still do come out, though. He says, "Please, be calm," as he is going to approach to Joe. Now, you're on the ceiling, right?
The ceiling.
But it's a relatively
Low
short
ceiling.
space. He's going to be able to try and get you. Again, there's going to be a pummel and a deep tissue strike coming your way.
Very interesting euphemism for getting stabbed. Deep tissue.
15 to hit.
Shield.
Okay. And your shield of shadows. I guess the shadows kind of gather from the corners of this space and kind of coalesce to make the shield for you.
Yeah.
All right. Deep tissue strike. That is 19 to hit.
19. We haven't had anything that has artificially increased our AC, has it? Because shield is +5, isn't it?
So that still maintains to this round. So if that increases yours to 19 or higher.
219. Normally 14, but yeah,
Okay, so
I'm getting stabbed.
yeah. So on the ceiling, Joe, this deep tissue strike comes your way. It's going to be going like right into your neck because your head is beneath, right? So it's going to go right into that trap. You suffer 17 points of force damage.
Ouch.
Remember to hydrate. We then move over to Teseli. Teseli, it's you are the highest rolling initiative in the party. You've got 4 of these creatures in front of you.
Yeah. Mantle of Inspiration, please.
Okay.
So everybody gets 8 points.
Oh.
8 temporary hit points, and you can use your reaction or not. Actually, I am not going to receive the temporary hit points. I'm going to give them to Swifty,
Okay.
who is going to move forward next to Valka.
Got you.
I'm going to go further back, as far back as possible.
You can certainly do that, Demi. It's a bit of a time like weaving round all the hoarders bits of crap, but
Yeah,
you'd be
I still
able
want
to
to be
do
able
it.
to see, but just be as far away in eye line as possible.
You'd be able to do it. You're tripping over like little bolts and little cogs, but yeah, you'd be able to get as far back as your movement would allow.
Oh, how big is the room beyond? So I appreciate some of us are kind of in a line, and then there's the ones that have moved forward next to us, and then there's a few further back. How far back were those ones that haven't moved yet?
The ones that have not moved, they would be sort of 15 foot away from you.
Right, fine.
So the ones that have come to hit you specifically has moved forward 15 foot to get to you.
Yeah, and that's two of them, right? That is Celeste. Backwards head have moved.
Yes, to get Joe, who was on the ceiling.
I think actually I'm gonna use that movement to run to the others at the back line.
Got you. Okay.
If that's all right, because that's the point of this, right? I can do it without
Move that opportunity attacks.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. All right, Valka, you move to the others, who are the bright orange hair person and the furbolg with 2 long arms.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then with my action, this one is going to be a little bit weird because that's it. I'm going to cast Greater Invisibility on Valka, if Valka is okay with that.
Is that? Can I still fight and do stuff with
Yeah.
greater? Okay, great, awesome.
So will be advantage for Valka and disadvantage for the others.
Yeah. Okay.
But because we cannot see Valka, we might be struggling to heal Valka if something happens. But I can drop it later. So
Okay.
that's it.
So if you die, Nat, sorry.
Oh, that's right. Look, she's very vocal. I'm sure she'll let you know.
Yeah.
So as a flash of magic, some sort of butterfly wings covers Valka's body, and then they disappear, and Valka can be seen.
Amazing. The rest of you watch.
And with my movement, I will go as right, like opposite to the organ as possible.
So just for to be technical, the organ would be to your left from the tunnel that you've just come down. So you could move towards the organ. That's not a problem. But that would mean going backwards.
Oh. No, I want to be like in a triangle with the others. So like leaving Demi in the back, this is the enemy, and myself around here.
You'd be able to do that. No
Good.
problem.
And that's it.
Amazing. Okay. What's Swifty doing?
Because I didn't give an order, he's just gonna dodge.
Got you. Okay, cool. Something quite fun happens here. So, next to Swifty, the floor flips. The little man appears. He steps towards Swifty. Is this one of mine? And the floor flips. He takes Swifty with him underneath the floor.
Rude.
The rest of you hear little clonking feet moving around. It's really hard to hear specifically where this guy is because of the echo. That's his go. Demi, over to you.
We're going to have to get Swifty.
Can we
There's a theme with Ali.
Can we discuss the spell animate objects?
Sure, let us discuss. Tell me what you want to talk about.
Is the trapdoor an object?
No, I guess the whole floor could be considered to be an object. What would you like to do?
I would like to animate the trapdoor so I can tell it what to do. I have 12 points of things that I can animate, so it depends how big it is, because then I can animate other things in here. Pending that, if you don't want me to animate the floor, I will animate the organ.
Okay, so the floor itself, yes, could technically be split into lots of 5-foot squares that could all flip round. So if you think of any kind of D&D battle map, look down on it, it's all squares. So technically you have as many of those squares as you can
Would it count as tiny, medium, small, medium, large, or huge?
It'd be medium, because of the 5-foot by 5-foot.
And how big would the organ count as?
The organ itself, I would say huge.
Right. In that case, can I animate 2 squares of floor directly in front of... who wants to go under the floor?
On the ceiling already, so...
I'm going to put the ones in front of where I think Valka is. Might get it wrong and flip the one that Valka's on. Don't know. And I'm also going to animate the organ.
Okay, so tell me what animate does.
They come to life. They follow I can give them, as a bonus action, I can give them a command to do something. They have stats. I can attack with them, etc., etc. Okay. So they are now under my control.
Does it specify whether it affects magical objects?
Yeah, non-magical. If the organ's magical, I'll need to choose something else.
The organ is magical.
Is there anything else huge in here? I can also do 10 tiny things.
There's a lot of tiny things. I'm not going to lie to you. There are little nuts and bolts. We can go full Fantasia with this if you want.
Animate the whole slug tank.
What? I could animate the slug tank. Would that count? What size would that be? It's such a boring conversation.
It's all right. That'd be considered small.
Okay, let's have... Small things are... Right, I want 10 small things.
Sure.
2 bits of floor and 8 small things.
That's fine. 8 small things, we can cover that, no problem. That can be anything you choose. So imagine a room full of crap.
Definitely the snail tank, and I will make up the others as we go.
Beautiful.
I will command the 2 bits of floor to flip up so that they're half up.
Okay. So are these bits of floor underneath the 2 people in front of Valka or underneath Valka?
I am happy for you to determine.
You can tell me. I don't mind. It's your choice. You would be able to see the dents in the floor, the ridges. You'd be able to see the specific panels. So it's up to you.
I'm going to flip the bit under Valka and another bit just in front.
Okay, cool.
Or maybe a bit near to me so that I can drop down if necessary.
Cool. So, we'll go for the one in front of you. So not immediately before your feet, underneath you. But you would be able to drop down that if you wanted. Hard to say with Valka because Valka's invisible.
That's what I mean. I would choose one that's near Valka, but I don't know exactly where she is. So.
Got you. Okay, Valka, I will say to your left. In fact, Demi, let's go with some form of check to determine something. We're going with perception. Perception check's probably the best.
Not my best one. 23.
23, great. You, Valka, you see to your left the floor flip. Not completely, just halfway, so you would be able to drop down there if you wanted to.
Okay.
And then all the small things are going to attack. So there's 8 small things.
Who are they attacking? We've got the orange hair lady. We've got the guy with the wrong way head. We have got absolutely fine Celeste, and lastly the furball with the arms too long.
2 on each. Is that too much? Is that too much?
No, it's fine. Go for it.
Right. They're all plus. What? Hang on. Why are the tiny? They're all.
But
plus
you need to
6.
tell me what it looks like when these things hit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh dear. 21, 23, 13,
13's a no.
21, 23. How many was that? Was that
21,
4?
23.
Oh no, I broke it. I think it was 4. 4 hit, and the rest
Okay,
were all
cool.
shit. I got a lot of natural ones.
Got you. Oh, that's really annoying. But get them out of the way now. Hey.
And that means that I do 4d8s plus 8.
Cool.
Just 1 on each, or how do you want me to roll this?
We'll go one on each. Why not?
All right, here we go. That is 10 points of damage to the first one.
Amazing.
That's another 10 points of damage to the second one. You're
Good.
doing real well. That is 8 points of damage to the third one, and 6 points of damage to the fourth one, and all of the objects are now round them.
Cool. Like little caltrops, I guess. Kind of just.
Well, one of them is a slug tank, so presumably
Yes.
that's like on someone's head.
Yeah, it just clocks Celeste round the face.
And the rest are just like, I really want to say hats. I don't think hats are that damaging, but they're all hats.
Sure. So many hats are thrown towards these expeditious retreat workers. One of them is wearing a hat made purely of metal. Amazing. Demi, anything else on your go you'd like to do?
How far down would it be to drop?
Ooh, looking down, it is very dark, but you have dark vision, which is good. You would estimate about 30 foot.
I'm just going to stay where I am for now. I don't feel like full. Oh, no, I did a spell. I can teleport.
Okay.
I can teleport 15 feet and then drop 15 feet. That would be fine, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to remind you, you have wings. I'm just...
They
just
don't
saying.
work.
Oh, do
I
they
don't have
not?
a fly speed. No.
Okay.
I will drop.
Got you. You
I
plummet
don't have to be able
purposefully.
to see the animate objects, by the way, to keep them doing things. So
That might be a problem for keeping them doing things. But if you come back...
I don't have to be able to see them. I don't have
you
to.
don't?
No.
Marvellous. Good. Okay.
Kept things like fly speed when you became a hexblood and all of that.
Demi,
There are story reasons why Demi's wings no longer work.
Amazing.
Demi, you descend purposefully. Your feet land on I can only describe it as a lot of wires and a lot of elements that seem like they carry electricity, that sort of thing.
No. Oh no.
But it's fine. It doesn't seem to be crackling at you at all. But looking upwards, you do see an upside down little man. He's about 45 foot away from you, and he appears to be tinkering with Swifty. I'll leave that to your imagination. I've
still got movement. I'm sorry. I've got so much stuff.
It's all right.
With the animate objects now. Can I move off the wire, or is it all wire?
The entire floor is wire. There are elements of metal there that you would be able to stand onto. That's certainly doable.
I'll just move on to a bit of metal so I'm not on directly on wire.
That's fine. You go from the squishy kind of malleable wire onto a
these
solid
heels
surface.
were not made for wire.
Well, that's a good point. Did you teleport then drop?
Probably drop then teleport.
Okay, fine. Just asking. Marvellous. Are you moving your full movement towards the
Oh god,
man?
no.
Okay.
No.
You just came for a nosy. You came for a nosy
Just
to
off
see.
just as off the wire, but as far away as possible.
Amazing. Okay, cool. Marvellous. After yoga, we move over to Valka.
I will tell everyone telepathically that if you come down the holes in the floor, he's here, and also to say that he's doing something to Swifty. Because we still have Rory's telepathic bond up.
Yep.
I'm done.
Kill him!
I am done.
Emma, that was amazing. Thank you. We're going to move over to
turn.
Valka. Yes, thank you.
Oh, Swifty, that's very rude. Veracity, Tiselli, are you okay up here? Joe?
I'll set them all on fire. It's fine. You go save Swifty.
I'm going to drop down the hole next to me.
That's 30 foot to drop. That's 3d6 damage, falling damage. I used to think that the first 10 foot didn't affect you, but it does. So I'm just gonna, you can roll that or I can roll that. I don't mind.
I don't mind. I mean, the last time it went really well, so it's probably going to go terribly this time. That's 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage. That's fine.
Cool. You have that
She
thing
could
in
take
your
a
knees.
mild shin splints.
Yeah, you get that thing in your knees that happens if you jump off something too high. And you land a little bit awkwardly because there's wires underfoot that do move and your ankle kind of goes with you as you land. You see Demi looking... how is Demi looking? What's going on with Demi?
Confused. Like, what is happening? Why are we here? Why is he fiddling with Swifty?
This is an important question that I could have asked before, but would have been metagaming. I know we're underneath the thing. Can I still see the guy on the ceiling if it's dark, if I don't have dark vision?
Not really. There's no light down here. Does Swifty emit any light to Sally? Oh, Valka, yeah.
Right.
You're
Good.
You can't see. I guess, Demi, you don't see Valka appear? You would hear Valka.
I would. I can see.
But probably Swifty's movement and tinkering will like produce some noise that could be followed just for general location.
Hey, can I like mentally project a picture to Valka of where she is and where the man on the roof is? Not. It's obviously not going to help. She's not going to be able to just like hit him, but at least she would know where he is.
Sure. Yes. Although finding Valka specifically is a bit difficult because Valka's currently invisible.
I know she was like, whee! Yeah, she fell down. That helps.
I'll just emit a telepathic image of the room. She can decide where she is.
Oh, right.
Okay, this is very similar. You had this experience earlier. You're looking at yourself, but the back of you.
No,
is this again? Did you do the thing?
She can't see herself. No one can see her.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm
the
invisible.
room.
You're seeing through someone else's eyes.
Oh, okay. I think maybe over there, and I'm going to point with my axe where I think he is, and I'm going to fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Ooh, nice.
Now this was supposed to be at advantage.
So that'll be a flat roll.
It's a flat roll each time.
Yep.
Okay.
God bless the invisibility though.
Okay. So one of them will not hit unless he's really low AC, and the other one is a 23.
Okay, cool. Tell us what they look like.
So I think it's a point the axes, and these 2 green beams of light shoot out towards him. One goes wildly off. I think she's like hedged her bets. She's not quite sure. She's like, right, I'm going to go 2 different ways. So one is completely wrong, and the other one shoots over. And she does get this little spark of green in her eyes as well.
Cool. I'm going to say...
Sorry, Rebecca.
No, it's amazing. I'm going to say, yes, this all does happen. Demi, you see these lights emit from absolutely nowhere. The old man, he raises what looks like a very small screwdriver and a little spanner and says, no, and casts Counterspell. As that happens.
Rude.
And it just fizzles out and then giggles to
hang on,
himself.
One sec, I will counterspell his counterspell.
Okay. That just happens, doesn't it? Because he just used a standard level. Okay, so that will hit.
Okay, amazing. So that's going to do some damage, but I'm also going to use my invocation Grasp of Hader. So that beam of light actually wraps around him and pulls him 10 feet towards me.
Cool, nice.
So I don't know how strong the magnets on his boots are, but I'm hoping that means he falls down.
It should wrench him free.
Okay, so that's just 1d10 damage. I never roll d10s. And for good reason. That's 1 damage.
Oh. Yeah, you see the smallest wisp of his white eyebrow just sizzle somewhat, but then what happens? He gets grabbed around the around the head, around the neck. Does it just pull him down or does it hold him?
It pulls him 10 feet towards me.
So I guess
then whatever happens, because I'm assuming that leaves him floating midair.
it would cause he would drop because or would he?
Oh, how strong are his boots?
I'm just gonna roll. I'm gonna see what the dice says. I'm gonna say that he kind of gets pulled towards you. He's beginning to tumble, but then his feet like automatically lock onto the ceiling. So he's 10 foot closer to you, certainly. So that's 35 foot away from you and Demi.
Cheeky beggar.
But he's still on the ceiling.
I'm like 30 feet behind Valka, preferably.
Sure. Okay, we're having a party underneath the floor, guys. Everyone's invited. He looks quite surprised that his shoes did that too. As it kind of reels. You see his little core working as he's trying to kind of stabilize himself. Valka, does that end your go? Anything else you want to do?
I'm going to, well, do I still have, because I was falling, does that count as movement speed? Or can I move a bit closer to him now that I've seen where he is? Because
falling is just, you just fall. I don't count that as movement. That's not a conscious decision to move. So yes, you'd be able to.
I'm going to try and move directly underneath him.
Mm-hmm. You'll be able to do that.
And then I'm going to bonus action Hexblades curse him.
It's just met with like quite a little giggle. That's what you're met with. When you Hexblade curse him.
Now listen here, sunshine. None of your tricks.
I can't hear you. That's what you get back. Right. So next up, if that ends your turn, Valka, we have got upstairs. We do not have Demi. We do not have Valka. We do have Teseli. We don't have Swifty. We have Joe and we have Veracity. We are moving on to the orange hair lady, who is 15 foot away from Teseli. Teseli moved from Veracity and Joe. She is going to move up to Veracity. Hello. Orange hair lady will say, "Be still, be calm," and she's going to do the pummel deep tissue strike.
Nothing enrages someone more than being told to be calm.
I know,
Whilst
right?
they're hitting you.
12 to hit on the first.
Misses.
Okay. To hit on the second, 22.
Silvery barbs.
Okay, so that's a force reroll.
And Veracity gets the extra.
Advantage. 24 on the second roll.
Oh.
So,
What do I get as an extra?
You have advantage on the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw that you make within the next minute.
Incredible scenes. Thank you very much.
Veracity, this deep tissue strike comes at you. It's going to be kind of near your trap again because they're going downwards. That's 15 points of force damage. You feel it right in your neck. You were not expecting that. Amazing. So we then move on over to the Furbolg, whose arms are too long. I'm just going to see if it's feeling clever because it might fall down the hole. I rolled a natural 1, everybody. He's going to begin to kind of, hello, welcome to Murkendraw Bog, and fall through the floor. Demi and Valka, between you, drops a Furbolg whose arms are too long. The arms kind of plummet in the air above him as he falls. He will take some falling damage. I will
Like
just roll
Mr.
that.
Tickle.
Yes.
Don't panic, Valka. That's the Furbolg. That's not one of our friends. Maybe do panic.
Please relax. He takes 10 points of falling damage as he falls. He'll then stand up.
If he moves away from the animate objects, they do get attacks of opportunity on him.
Cool, so roll...
Because they are,
however many
they are
that will
considered
be.
creatures.
Amazing.
Right, hang on. Oh, God. 2 on each one.
Nice.
Oh, my God. One's a natural 20 and one's a 24.
Yes.
Incredible.
Roll the damage.
I love animate objects so much.
It's so cool. I've never actually experienced it, so this is very fun.
15 points of damage.
15. Tell us what happens with that natural 20. Like, we've talked about hats, we've talked about...
I think this is
tank.
This is the fish tank, snail tank. And I think it's just going to dump all the snails onto the person. So now they're covered in snails that are, like, also fighting.
Valka, you can see. So these snails do have luminous orbs coming from their little faces. So this guy plummets, this Furbolg plummets with all these snails wrapped up in his fur, and he's glowing. So that gives you some dim light to see.
Oh, I
so
didn't
that's
even
great.
plan that. That's amazing.
Hey.
If I can see you, I can hit you.
He does still get his action. He's not taken that yet. So I think he's going to look around. Please relax. Please relax. Relax. Demi, he's going to be coming for you.
I'm the only person you can see.
Yeah, please, relax. Let's see. Yes, he will roll to hit.
I don't feel relaxed.
Please, relax. This is going to be a pressure point jab. I know it looks all the same with all the hands, although his arms are quite long. To hit is 25.
Ouch. Yes.
Ooh.
You take piercing damage on this. That is 30 points of piercing damage.
30?
30! He only gets one of these attacks.
Could you be visible again so they hit you instead of me?
Please relax.
I have rolled an 18 on my con save, so that would,
Amazing.
15 or more. Yeah.
Yeah, you feel like
I don't
your mind
feel
is just drifting, but you're able to snap back to your senses.
I will.
That was spell.
I will sentinel
Oh, shit,
attack.
sorry.
I can't spirit shield. I'm afraid because I'm not raging yet. But I will sentinel attack. The
Sorry, Dem,
creature.
that was for your concentration, wasn't it, Demi?
Yeah. Do you need me
I
to
will
roll
come
something
back
else?
to your sentinel in just a second. Nat, could you roll a constitution saving throw for me, please?
That one is a 14.
14. That was just under what you needed.
Ah!
Just. You are considered stunned.
But the spell drops.
This jab just goes straight into one of your nerves,
It makes
which
sense.
causes concentration to go. You can repeat that saving throw at the end of your next turn.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Yeah, stun sucks. I'm so sorry, but that's what he did. Cool.
Does-
That
do the-
is.
Do the
Yes.
floor panels stay like vertical, or have they flopped back?
They stay vertical. They kind of just rock slightly because someone's just walked through it, but they do stay vertical.
Sorry, can I retcon that and say that I use my last remaining portent dice instead?
Of course you can. What did you roll?
In that case, it's 17.
So yes, you are fine. You do feel like something's coming over you, but you're okay. You're able to snap back to yourself.
Sorry, I forgot I had one left.
That's cool. Is that your last one for your long rest?
It is.
Okay.
They weren't that useful. I rolled 2 16s, which is too high. I feel like 3s and 4s.
That ends the Furbolg massage therapist go. Demi, he is in front of you. His arms are absurdly long. We're going to move over to Joe. Joe, you're on the ceiling. Falca, no, you need to do a sentinel.
It's just it's next to me. Bonk for 21 to hit.
21 definitely hits for your damage.
Kill it! Kill it! Kill
I
it
mean-
before
I mean,
it kills me!
I'm not gonna kill it. I only get one attack, and I've not got any of my supercharged
Your ragey
stuff.
stuff, yeah.
It's seven damage.
7 points of damage. Nice. You put a nice. It's weird. This Furbolg is floofy as Furbolgs are. The axe goes in, and you hear a metallic crunch. It's a very odd thing to happen. Yeah. Cool. Thank you, Valka. Joe, over to you. There are 3 of these creatures upstairs. What are you doing?
I don't know. I've been going around it in circles trying to think what I want to do. I will. Can I use a sorcery point? No, you know what? I'm gonna call Shadow. So that's 3 sorcery points.
Shadow appears.
Shadow's target will be Celeste because I don't trust that there's nothing wrong with her.
I say she's absolutely fine. She's got a bit of a crazy look in her eyes. She's not fine, regardless of what she might say. Everything is fine. Yeah.
So yeah, Shadow is relentlessly stalking Celeste and
Cool.
will be next to Celeste, causing disadvantage on the next thing that I do, which will be a 3rd level Wither and Bloom.
Ooh, I love that spell.
So-
Such a good spell.
I was hoping it would catch 4 of them, but then one of them fell off the thing. So now it's only 3. I'm presuming that the 10-foot radius sphere is not going to catch the person on the other side of the ceiling.
It's just too low. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll get the 3 that I can get anyway.
Amazing.
So that is a Constitution save.
Con save. Amazing. I have got Celeste. Everything's not fine, Celeste. Celeste rolled a 5. Let's see how head wrong way person is. 15. And orange hair lady, 23, natural 20.
So this, I didn't roll very well on my dice anyway. 7 points on a failed save, 3 on a pass.
What was the DC?
17.
17.
So yeah,
two. Yeah, cool. That's fine. The last one did not succeed.
yes. But I do get to give someone the option to re-roll some hit dice. How much damage did Veracity take in that?
She took. So a lot of it was temporary hit points, so she's only 9 down at the moment.
Okay.
She's all right.
In that case, I'm going to have it. So I will roll 2 of my measly d6
Yay!
sorcerer hit dice. But I do get to add my charisma modifier, so that becomes 11 points of healing back to me.
What's that look like, Sean? So you've sent this withering necrotic damage, and what's it look like coming back to you?
Yeah, so it's literally kind of Joe like reaches out and his arms become wreathed in these shadowy tendrils, which reach out and then almost gently caress each of the creatures that the withering touch, but it kind of causes, paint to crack and rubber to contract on itself, and then it just reaches back into Joe, and his skin just feels a little bit more rejuvenated.
Awesome. I love it.
Like you've been to the spa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fucking relax now. That's it. Bonus action. Oh, and I'm not directly next to anyone, am I?
You are not. Actually, you're underneath, I believe, Celeste. I think it was Celeste that hit you. So
I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go backwards, try and get into the furthest corner of the room.
Got you. There would be an attack coming your way. Attack of opportunity. Let's see if we hit. That was a 7.
That will not hit me.
Nope. Marvelous. Okay.
I don't know if you meant it that way, Sean, but the way you described it, I'm imagining Joe moonwalking rather than turning and walking normally.
Always dancing on the ceiling, yeah.
Yeah.
As Joe is dancing on the ceiling, moonwalking away, the humidifier that Celeste placed so lovingly upon the floor has begun emanating, and this green gas kind of billows from it. This gas seems to have a mind of its own. It extends out by, let's see, come on, eyes, you can work. I'm on the wrong thing, that's why I can't see it. It extends out how far by? I read it earlier, sorry everybody. 40-foot diameter. So 40-foot diameter would include everybody upstairs but no one downstairs, because it has not got the reach. Yes, let's see if something happens. Yeah, it seems to hang in the air. Everybody upstairs, could you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please? As a sphere of green gas encapsulates you.
19 for me.
19?
22.
22?
14.
14. So Sally, I'm afraid 14 was not quite what you needed. You all suffer poison damage. Those of you who succeeded, you take half of this. It would be 30, reduced by half for those who succeeded. So Sally, you take 30 points of poison damage.
I'm a dwarf, and I think that I have something that stops
Do you have
me.
resilience to it?
I'm looking for it.
And your defenses, I think, on the top right-hand side. I think. I might be lying to you.
It says advantage to avoid or end the poison condition.
Okay.
Yes, resistance to poison. I do. Defenses.
Cool. So you half the damage again.
7?
Yeah.
7.
Me and Sean have the same brain, if anyone is wondering. We are one. The fog will then begin to sort of drift. It's drifting towards the door. So you are all still kind of within it. It's just trying to escape via the biggest method it can. That ends its go. Veracity, last but not least.
Yeah, it feels silly to be doing a preparatory round so far in, but I think that is what, there's enough bad, scary things. all Veracity's going to do is use her action to conjure Sparky. She is going to pop him. Is there somewhere he can appear where all three of them above ground are within 10 feet of him?
It is quite close quarters up here, so I'm going to say yes.
Without hitting Joe or Tesselli?
Don't move back.
Brilliant.
Tesselli wasn't right in there.
All those three workers need to take Dex saving throw.
Save.
Do I mean Dex? I do mean Dex. DC.
Well, that's what I
17.
rolled. I have an 8 for the first.
They fail.
10 for the second.
Fails.
I'm rolling like arse. 6 for the third.
Great, they all fail, which means they take... Oh, and I am rolling like me. So 9 points fire damage just because Sparky has appeared.
Nice.
Amazing.
And then
Kill them.
And then as my bonus action... So I'm going to ask Sparky to cast... to do... Is it a spell or is it a... Sorry, there's a wording of a feat, and I'm not quite sure if it applies.
Okay.
So, yeah. So Sparky does Flame Seed as a ranged weapon attack. I have Enhanced Bond with Sparky. That means if I ever cast a spell that does fire damage, I get a D8. Is ordering Sparky to throw fire a spell? In that sense, or not really?
It's an effect that Sparky can do. So,
although
it is fire, it's a thing that Sparky can do.
Checking.
Totally.
In that case, Sparky is going to hit probably the scary lady with the orange hair who told me to calm down and then hit me.
Please calm down.
So not impressed.
We've all been there.
That was a natural 20.
Yes, come on, Sparky.
Or a 29 for Sparky.
Hit the orange lady. Yes, definitely hit.
So that's only 2d6 instead of 1d6. It's not deeply impressive, but it'll be 2d6 plus 4.
Every little helps.
14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. Is this sort of fire damage, or does it count as... It doesn't matter
It's
mechanically,
fire.
I just want to flavour it. Okay.
It's fire damage.
Yeah, so the orange of her face kind of clashes with the fire of Sparky. Her face kind of crushes in on itself from the force and the heat. So she's left with a very orange kind of crumpled face after Sparky is done.
Gotta love an orange crumpled face. Amazing. As I don't think Veracity's going to move because she doesn't want to get closer, but she doesn't want to back off and leave a poisoned Selly and a not super hench Joe. So she's going to stay where she is, but as a free action, she will shout to Celeste, "I like your berry!"
She just responds, "Please be calm and rest. Remember to stay hydrated." Beginning of round... Sorry,
random very quick thing. I realised that I didn't take a turn for Shadow. Would you like me to roll
Go for it
initiative
now.
and then just insert them into the order?
I'm going to say do Shadow now after Veracity's turn, but when it comes to the next round,
Do it
Shadow
after
can
that.
go after you. Yep.
All right, sorry.
No, it's all right. I forgot to. Don't worry.
There are lots of tiny little objects as well near the things.
There are many hats. There are many nuts and bolts. There's an
tactics.
assortment.
So Pack Tactics has advantage.
Do they count as creatures? Because they're not active right now.
Do count
Oh, no,
as
they are.
creatures.
Yeah, cool.
They're active. They probably need to make dex saves for Sparky. I'll do that now.
You can
not have
manage your
reminded.
little pets. Cool. Yeah. So advantage, Pack Tactics. We'll go for it.
What, do you want me to wait and make sure that they're still alive and near?
I'm sure some will be.
All right, well, I will. I'm doing a deception, but I'm tricking you. That's just me rolling because it's got a +5 for
Got you.
sure.
What's your DC, Veracity? For Sparky?
Sparky's DC 17.
Okay. And they take 9 points of damage. Do they take half damage on a success? Just for being near him.
Being near him, no. It's just a fail.
Okay. That's 5 of them taking 9 points of damage, but they have
Are they quite hench?
25 HP, so they're
little
still
hats.
alive.
I forgot all about your little people. I'm very sorry.
So did I. It's totally fine. They're mostly hats. They're
They've
now
been here
burning
this entire
hats.
time.
Fire hats.
So my attack on Celeste specifically was a 15.
I love the hatred we have for Celeste. God damn you, Celeste. 15 to hit. That
Betrayal.
just misses.
Just. Oh well.
Just. It looks gorgeous, like the shadow of Shadow coalesces into a claw, but just passes straight through, sadly. Marvellous. Top of round 2. Tiseli, that poison hurt. Somehow, it could be the poison, you're not quite sure what it is, but your Hydra egg is starting to... Sounds are coming from inside. It might be hatching soon.
No,
Right now?
Right now.
Nap time.
Please calm down.
Everything is fine. Quiet your mind. We're going to move over to Celeste, who will be going for Shadow, because Shadow is right in front of her.
There's
Celeste,
also 2 hats.
yeah, Celeste seems unaware of the hats. There's just so many. Celeste is preoccupied with the thing that's just, I guess, hit her. Please rest. Be calm. She's going to hit at Shadow twice. 12 on the first.
Does not hit.
Yay.
Those pummels are just not landing. 26 on the second.
Yeah, that one hits.
21 points of pummeling force damage to Shadow.
Halved.
I guess the first one halved.
Halved Shadow's HP, yeah. Starts
Oh,
off
I
with
see.
42.
Oh, well, I guess the first hit, the first pummel, does connect, but Shadow kind of moves his shadowy form around the fist. But then, yes, the deep tissue strike certainly hits. We then move over to the fellow with the head round the wrong way, who will be making a beeline for Veracity.
If he moves, is he moving?
He is moving.
Can I make my opportunity attack?
Of course you can. Yes, go for it. All those little hats.
Oh, really bad. 12 on each.
12 misses on both of them.
Yeah.
They kind of just thunk against his legs and nothing happens. Veracity, there is a pressure point jab coming your direction.
Oh, good.
2 hit, that's 15.
That is my AC.
Oh, so meets beats, so that just hits. There's piercing damage coming your way from the pressure point jab. This man's face seems to just be spinning. He doesn't seem to be able to lock it in one position. It just keeps going round and round. 19 points of piercing damage to you, and can you make a constitution saving throw?
I can. Is he telling me to be calm?
Be calm, and it keeps, his voice kind of comes in and out as he spins his head.
Oh, Veracity's suddenly not looking very well.
Let me quiet your mind.
On, right?
Yes.
Oh, and I didn't use my silvery barb's advantage because I forgot. Am I allowed to use it for this one instead? Or has it just gone? Is it dead now?
I don't think it goes.
It was
But
meant
it's
to be
use
on
it
like
as your reaction. Unless it
I
states
thought-
otherwise.
Sean, did you say it was like the next saving throw you make, or is it?
It does say the next, but then I guess DM ruling, if we all forgot, then
I mean, we all like silvery barbs and we all like shields, so you know what? Go for the advantage.
Okay, thank you. Oh, thank you, because one was a 3 and one was a 16, so 19. On the
19. Okay, cool. Yes. Again, you feel this sort of sensation of overwhelmed sort of coming over you, but you're able to push that out of sight, out of mind. You're good. You're okay.
It's where Veracity puts a lot of things. Over there.
Yeah. If we don't look at it, it won't be there. Marvelous. That ends spinning headman.
Falcon won't be a warlock. It's all fine.
Yeah. There's no pact there. Tiseli, it is your go. Your egg is shaking, and 2 little snake heads have emerged. They kind of at
We're
you.
gonna die.
They blink and they look so happy.
So, how much movement do I need to get to see Swifty and the little guy?
Sure, you would have to move 20 foot on land to then drop down the hole.
So it's not that far. Cool. Can I move carefully, not to provoke any opportunity attack, or I have to pass by the enemies?
You have to pass by one of the enemies, certainly. And lots of hats. It would be Celeste that you'd be moving by.
Bonus action, Mantle of Inspiration.
Okay.
I guess sort of we all took some damage. So I can only see Shadow, Veracity, myself, Joe, and is Sparky a creature?
So? Oh, you're muted, Rebecca.
Wildfire spirit, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm very bad at understanding what the difference is between creatures and beasts and these things.
Is there a stat block?
There is a stat block.
Does it say near the top left-hand side, like small creature, small...
So I don't have the small elemental. There we go.
Yeah, so it's a creature. Yeah, great.
If an elemental is a creature, then great.
Yeah, the 5 of us. So let me put that on my temporary hit points. Shit.
I like to think that Sally says that in actual shit.
No, I'm gonna receive the temporary hit points, but I'm not gonna use my reaction to move. I'm just gonna move because I need my reaction.
So there will be an attack coming to you from Celeste. Her beret is still perfect.
Yes.
To hit to Sally, that would be 24.
That hits.
Okay. Force damage coming your way. 13 points of force damage. I guess helping you along. Celeste kind of says, please rest, and kind of ushers you with her.
3-0 or 1-3?
1-3. 13. Yeah.
Okay. Let me do my concentration for... I actually didn't do the concentration for... So let me do the concentration for the poison.
Got you. Thank you.
I got a natural 1. However, one of my infusions allow me to spend 1 charge to pass the class features. Yes. Where are you? Inventory moving.
Would Veracity and Joe get the opportunity to move with Mantle Inspiration?
Yes, everybody.
I want to keep my reaction though.
And I don't really.
You can move without risking being attacked. But
there's nowhere really to go that's not then leaving Joe and Sally to get
under
hit
the floor,
more.
but you know.
It's great down here. Why wouldn't you want to come down here?
It's a lovely chat.
Why would you not?
Yeah, so I'm gonna use my Mar Sharpener, which is maybe in one of my on the tool bell. There is like maybe 4 small crystals that are glowing. One of them just switch off, and that's for poison. So now let me do the concentration for this attack.
Okay.
I got 4, so I'm gonna use another charger. So I'm still have 2 more.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
And I'm gonna fly on the deck, like underneath. And Tesel is really furious, but he knows how to compose himself. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. He's looking at the Hydra. He's looking at the guy. And I'm going to cast Charm Monster at 5. So that's going to be the little guy and the Hydra.
Okay. Do they need to make a saving throw?
Yes, please. That is a Wisdom 17.
Wisdom. Okay. Little old man. Rolled a 24. Little Hydra. Little baby Hydra. Not a wise creature. Let's see what we roll. Only 2 heads have emerged from the shell in which it is coming out of. That's going to be, in total, 3.
Good.
The eyes look lovingly towards you, Teseli.
Silvery barbs for the little guy.
The little guy. Cool. Let's roll again.
Does it pop its head out and go, Mummy?
The eyes kind of close from left to right as the filament kind of goes over them. There's no mummy, but there's definitely a very sort of heartwarming hiss as they kind of cock their heads towards you. You know, the head kind of comes out as well, and you hear a little tiny joyful rattle on the inside.
It's like a duckling. It's imprinted on you. It's going to follow you around forever now.
Is it like one of those where you can't really hear snakes, but if they did like I might be completely making this up, but I feel in my heart that there's like some kind of frequency they emit that can be heard by something. That's like just that little like.
Yes, yeah,
kind of
yeah, it's
noise.
one of those. Yeah, yeah, that's happening. That's definitely happening. 22 on the second roll. And he looks your way, actually, to study when this happens. As he sees, with his eyes, he sees this beautiful bride dress kind of fluttering down into this area, holding an egg with 3 little enchanted little snake heads. And he goes, you are good. Does that end your go to Selly?
No. Or
Okay.
yes and no. So
Okay.
I think, yeah. So I use 20. Can I use the 15 to get yours
Movement.
plus 2?
You would, yep. You've got, what did I say? It would be 45, so you'd be able to be within 30 foot of him if you move closer.
Yes, please. And I'm just gonna say, please, let's calm down. Let's negotiate. We don't have to kill you. So please stop your robots and let's discuss.
Here, Tasselli, you tell him.
Okay, Selly, I'm going to say persuasion check at advantage, please, because you have Valka egging you on, I guess.
Swifty's always egging you on as well.
Yeah.
That is a 32.
Holy shit. Okay, I'm going to tell you what is happening in this moment. 2 things. First of all, those of you upstairs, the organ, you heard, the organ is beginning to, from the crystals, there is pink and purple smoke kind of rippling round. The pipes that are connected to it and the sort of the big tubes that connect into it go through the ceiling. They begin to kind of, it's as if something is going through them. You're not quite sure what. That's the first thing. As you say this to Selly, the little man notices that the smoke is also billowing through the cracks in the floor. He looks up, looks to you, with an understanding, as in, yeah, I really should stop. He reaches out for a little contraption, a little device with 2 buttons on. One is small, one is large. He presses the small button. Those of you downstairs who can see the furball, and those of you upstairs who can see the other creatures, they kind of stop moving. He presses the big button, and he flips with Swifty up to the ground level. He rushes over to the organ, looking at all of this smoke billowing out. What have you done? This wasn't meant to be now. What have you done? I'm going to say we're all out of combat at this moment.
What's going on up there?
I just press some of the buttons.
If everyone just hangs onto some hats, they can probably carry you upstairs.
Doop, boop, 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 doop, boop.
Are you sure? How strong are these hats?
I've got a minute left and there are 8 of them.
Do, 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 do. And yes, you.
I'm also helping to pull everyone up.
I'm presuming
leaving
even
the furbolg?
8 hats could carry Valka.
Yeah, sure. I mean, they'd be able to, between them, eventually manage to get, even like make a stairway up for you out of hats.
Great.
They'd be
That's
able to
amazing.
manage. Yeah. As you all reach the actual ground level of this workshop, this little old man is kind of rushing around this machine, kind of pulling out some of the stoppers, and it's not stopping. This was my last resort. Why is it active?
I press some buttons.
Why do you have a last resort?
What does it do?
He checks his watch, but there's no watch on his wrist. He kind of. While you were have you been at the resort where you were above ground?
Yes.
Were there many guests?
Yes.
How many?
Many.
Many.
I think you need to start telling us what's going on very quickly, Sunshine.
I'll make an intimidation check for me, please.
Oh, I will.
They're just the hats swarm around the back of Valka looking intimidating.
Menacing? Do you want to roll just so we know 1 intimidation for all the hats?
For the hats.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can
that's a
we-
26.
Ignore that roll, I rolled investigation.
12. The hats are 12 intimidating.
I mean, the hats, they kind of topple over each other a little bit. One looks really intimidating, but the others kind of let it down. He is, however, intimidated by Balthazar. Tassali, you're about to say something.
Yes, I will drop invisibility, otherwise it would be just a voice.
Yeah. I mean, that could be quite scary in itself.
They'll think it's just the hat.
The hat's moving like a mouth.
Nice. Tassali, at this point, your Hydra is fully hatched. And we can put a hat on all of their little heads if you wish.
Can Sparky have one too?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty. Apparently, we have a multitude of hats in this little workshop, so sure.
I was going to say, some of them have got to be small enough for these little baby Hydra heads. Otherwise, it's giant hat.
They're little tiny ones. It's fine. Yeah, he looks very frantically looking around. Just repeat to me, Valka, because a lot happened since I'm intimidation check. What are we?
I think you better start telling us what's going on swiftly, Sunshine. Something like that.
Yes. He's abandoned Swifty at this point as well. He abandoned Swifty to run towards the organ. You're the first people I have seen that were not the owners in a very long time.
Are you a robot as well?
He has to think a lot. I don't think so. He knocks his little head. Nope.
Are you here by choice, like hiding, or somebody keeps you here?
I was lost a long time ago. Stranded, I think. Yes, stranded. My method of leaving was taken from me.
What's your name?
My name is... I forget.
That's a funny name.
They call me Mr. Crasher. I've forgotten my real name.
Mr. Crasher.
Mr. Crasher, yes.
And what do you do here, Mr. Crasher?
I was hired by the two directors, the two owners. They recognized my skills in metalwork, and they said they needed help building the resort, a place for people to come and enjoy themselves. And I said, yes. And that second yes is like way too loud for this space. He's a very odd little man. Anything to take me away from the miserable truth that I could no longer travel through the plains. I signed their employee contract, and I constructed, I crafted, I made. Is this one of mine? And he points towards Swifty.
No, that's mine.
Anyway, I completed the work on the resort, and the two owners seemed upset. They said, well, Mr. Crasher, why don't you stay? Enjoy the work that you've done. And, well, I felt a bit awkward. You can't really say no. So I stayed for a while in my warehouse. Well, they turned that into a theatre, which was a travesty. But anyhow, I'd had enough. I wished to travel, so I set off and found one of the boats at the pier, and then I forgot all sense of time and space. And I woke up in a small room in one of the access tunnels down here. Barbara and Celine stood over me and said, please, Mr. Crasher, why don't you stay here and look after things to make sure our guests can enjoy themselves?
Oh, the naughty things.
Well, I got up to leave once more. I travelled up to my warehouse, but I couldn't even step out of the door. I just fainted. I've tried many times to escape, but I'm bound by my contract. I can never leave this place. The threshold decreases every time I try to leave, and he kind of looks towards the doorway, the glass door.
Are you from a different plane of existence?
I've been thinking the same thing.
I could resolve this issue, but you would be gone forever from here.
You're welcome to try if you wish.
I will try vanishing.
Do we have more questions before we say goodbye?
Hey, before we, go forever.
If you announce it, Demi, it's up to you. Are you telling him that you're about to do this, or are you just doing it?
I mean, I was asking him a question, like, if he wants to go.
Oh.
So I presume that's a chance for anyone else to, like, step in if they wish.
He would say at that point, you could try, but any means of exit. Some portals even turned up in here, and, well, I pushed some of my snails through, and then I tried to follow, and I was unable to leave.
Right.
Do you know what, up on top, some of your creations have gone a little bit rogue?
He looks a little bit cheeky at that point. And he's like, yes, I've been tinkering. I made a coffee pot, spray water onto the guests. I've made the customer service suboptimal. And there's these little lights. And he points to all of the little floating orbs. And they've been helping me, but they're a little bit unpredictable.
Do you know that some of these little tinkerings and tweaks that you've been doing have been actually quite harmful to people?
That wasn't the intention. He seems to realise that the machine is still smoking. My last resort was meant to be the harmful thing once the resort was shut down. I didn't mean to hurt anybody, but
I don't think we can
this might change
Mr.
things.
Crasher. It's not he was trying to get out and I don't think it's Mr. Crasher's fault.
He then leans in to you, Veracity, and says, I think the owners are hags, but I'm not sure.
Veracity is going to reach up and hold his hand and be like, I think so too, but if we're very brave, we could maybe get you out.
This is the first human contact I've had in a very long time.
I'm not a human.
He puts his cheek against your hand.
Who holds your contract?
I assume the owners.
Right. And is it on paper?
I signed a contract, yes.
Really good at fire.
I was going to say paper burns really well.
I would like to leave. And he checks his watch again, but there's no watch there.
That's all it takes? Just burning it, do you think?
I mean, you could speak to them, maybe. You could convince them. I've tried, but they say no every time.
Or end of the day, we could just, remove them from...
Well, we have done them a big favour. We have stopped all their problems and we found out their nasty little secret. We maybe have the thing in a conversation where you can call the shots. Yeah, that. Maybe if we persuade them very nicely, but with that, you know how Valka can ask something very nicely, but is holding an axe? That kind of thing, where we're very polite, but also we explain that we know that they're super evil and that we will tell everyone they're super evil and shut their resort down if they don't let Mr. Crasher go. And then if that doesn't work, maybe we set fire to everything.
It's better for someone else to say the words and I will stand behind and hold my axe, but yes.
I appreciate everything, but it might be too late. You see, this organ was my last resort. It was to bring upon the destruction of the resort.
Oh, boy.
Wow. There is a shutdown button I installed before my entrapment, but it's in the penthouse. Above it, there's actually interesting fact for those who enjoy their history. Above the he goes on a full-on tangent about above the penthouse is the original Baba Yaga's hut, and that is the bedroom for the two hags. We just plonked it upon the old hotel, the new hotel as a homage. But I digress. I put the switch there before knowing that I'd be confined, so I cannot reach it now.
What does it look like, and where is it in the penthouse?
It's underneath the bed, and it looks like a big red button.
Exactly how long do you think it's going to take before this organ starts to hurt people?
I would say shortly.
Okay.
Oh, but if I'm sorry, my automatons did some nasty things to you. They are lively. I found one set, and he kind of scuttles off to a pile of trash, and he rummages around, something right near the bottom. He reaches out a crate and kind of, with his little lithe form, kind of drags it along the floor and plonks it in front of you. I found these while I was clearing out the old workshop when I first got here. And in the crate, you see 8 glass bottles. They are small. They have labels on. 3 of them are smashed, but the labels barely visible. You see a logo on the top that says Granny's Boiled and Brewed. Underneath, you cannot make out on all these labels the letters L space NG space RT. I don't know what these do. I don't know if they're good, if they're bad.
I know this granny. She's a really powerful hag, and I've come to really I've come to the realization that all their concussions are really, really powerful and useful, but they usually come with a side effect, and those side effects might be significant. So I would be really careful.
Well, I would say bottoms up, but maybe check them before consume. You don't have to consume them now, of course, but they might help. I don't know.
Why don't we take them? Sorry, Demi.
I feel horrible. I'm seriously considering just drinking one.
Yeah, I'm bleeding quite a lot, actually.
Yeah, I will say that if you wish to identify it, you may. Just throwing that out there.
I shall. Just use a spell. I've got it.
But you said you feel horrible. I was like, in real life, oh no.
Identify.
Cool. It takes a little while to cast, but that's fine.
I'm going to cast it as a spell.
Oh, amazing. Cool. So these are a bonus action to quaff. They instantly give you the benefits of a long rest. There are other effects, however, that last 24 hours. The negative effect is 3 points of exhaustion, and that's for all of them. To confirm, 3 points of exhaustion would give you disadvantage on ability checks, your speed would be halved, and you would have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
So bad.
Damn it, Granny.
But you get all your spells back, and you get other stuff back too. So it's a gamble. You get you get all the benefits of a long rest. You can press the long rest button, but you would have 3 points of exhaustion.
If they make us, assuming Demi explains this, if they make us really slow, maybe we do the running and then we take them if we need them.
Can you imagine you all staggering?
Well, how many feet would it take to teleport from here to the penthouse?
A lot.
More than 500?
Yeah.
How far would 500 get us?
Well, the old man is kind of talking about, Mr. Crash is telling you about how to get out. The best way out would be via the theatre arrow. That would take you to 500 foot away from the plaza.
Okay.
Shall we carry these with us, run to the penthouse, hit the big red button, negotiate with the hags, maybe kill them. It's going to be fine. I don't have any trauma about, that kind of thing. And free Mr. Crasher from his contract, come back and get Mr. Crasher. We all live happily ever after.
If we have to kill them, who are we going to speak to about your curse?
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone not dying is a bit more important.
Can always talk to the Angel of Death. He's a bit horrible, but don't make any deals with him. Or with anyone, ever.
I wouldn't. Making deals with powerful entities is a really stupid thing to do.
Yes, it is. It's very foolish.
As you're having this conversation, he's moved back to Swifty. And he's like, this reminds me of my colleague's handwork. He was a crasher, a gate crasher, but then he took on another name. Jack, I think. Yes, Jack. Jack, once his key had been taken by the awful woman with the dress. She must be killed, by the way. Something Babington. Anyway, he had wonderful abilities. He was meticulous. He had such skill in weaving emotion into machines. May I, and he motions to you, to Sally. May I inspect your...
Are you okay, Sally?
It's
you look
just
rather
that
shocked.
He was a really good master and an amazing artificer, but he's also an asshole, and I will kick his ass as soon as I see him again.
He was quite the rebel, actually. He founded a group called the Emerald House, I think. It was a last attempt in saving the universe, sending knowledge to the recruits in a cryptic fashion so that she, Mrs. Babington, could trace them. He sent the messages on stones. Knowledge of disasters allowed him to prevent sort of that happening through other people's work. I wish I could contact Jack again. It has been a very long time. Anyhow, and he kind of finishes doing some screws on Swifty. Swifty now gets +2 to its AC.
Yay,
permanently.
Swifty! I thoroughly enjoyed watching Ali's face through that.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Carry on.
Sally, just as Ali is just like shocked, like, fuck my life.
Is everything okay, dear boy? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to manhandle your Swifty, I believe. Very good egg.
No, thank you, and I appreciate your craftsmanship. I just had another impression of this Jack. So I think I need a serious conversation with them. But I think there is more important things to do, and we can do more talking later.
That's the spirit. He's going to try and like fist bump you on the shoulder, but he misses.
Is that okay if you take care of this little baby? Ooh.
I would be delighted.
Don't eat it.
He smiles, and you're not quite sure what that means. Yes.
This smoke down here isn't going to be a problem for you, is it?
No.
Okay.
I've ingested much worse.
What does it do?
Oh, it's a warning. It tells me that it was to
what
look
does
pretty.
the machine do?
Oh, the organ. The organs, that is what... It's my big fail-safe. It's my last resort. It's how It was meant to be so emphatic. I was to sit there upon the pew and press the buttons and cackle with laughter as I brought... You can resort to its needs.
Still cackle if you want.
It's happened already. My moment's
Is
gone.
it going to sort of kill everyone, or set fire to things, or a tidal wave, or everyone turns into frogs? What sort of big emphatic nastiness?
Everything will come alive.
Cool. We should go now.
And I think with that, we're going to pause for the break. So we will see you in about 10 minutes. See you then.
I've spent my life studying the enigma of dragonkind. What drives them, where to find them, the power they command. I've watched them build and topple whole societies. And I've seen the truth behind their treacherous words. They can be cold and callous. Some are outright savage, while others are more calculated in their ruinous pursuits. No matter their motivations, whatever fuels their primal rage, it is my responsibility to protect the citizens of Faerun from these dragons. Tell me, Dragon Slayer, will you join us?
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, Check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. You can be playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop ! Code into chat for a free Electrum test.
We are also supported by Warriors of Waterdeep. Take your team of warriors on a quest spanning the Forgotten Realms, all on your mobile. Power up your teams with items, work with your guild to defeat hordes of enemies, and test your mettle in the arena. And to make all of that work, you need gems! As we frequently say, the hunt for gems is real. Pop ! Wow gems into chat for a link to collect free gems and get yourself that nice sword you've been looking at, or revive your heroes against a deadly foe. Download link ! Warriors of Waterdeep in chat.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop ! NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying? You're a DM, you've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets and ! Characters in Twitch chat below.
check out our wonderful supporters Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
We are back. What happened last time? Tiseli, Ali, tell us. How's Tiseli doing?
Tiseli is not really wise, so
go on.
Tiseli can collect clues and infer cause effect, but what's behind that, like the motives, is not something that Tiseli is especially good at reading on people and situations. So at this point, I think it's a little bit concerned of that he might be looking for Jack for the wrong reasons. And that means that he might be apart from Alkis longer than he expected.
Okay. I love that all that is happening in Tiseli's head. That's sad, but I love it. That's classic Tiseli. Okay, so you had just spoken to Mr. Crasher, apparently a gate crasher. He has told you that shit's going down. Not going to sugarcoat that. Shit is going down. He has provided you with some potions, apparently from someone called Granny, whoever that may be. They come with amazing effects, but also some bad side effects as well. These seem like, Tiseli, you would know because you were there. These seem like very rudimentary, very early versions of the potions that you took in the Shadowfell, like the testers. They've been generating sediment for a very long time, but they still seem active according to Demi. They still seem to have magical properties. Joe, I know that Veracity said we need to go upstairs, which we do. Joe, as you are sort of gathering your thoughts and yourself about to leave, Mr. Crasher clocks you for the first time. He scuttles up to you and says, "You look awful. You look dreadful. What are these?" And he kind of fiddles with your eyebrows.
That's a snack, and I'm going to pluck a cress leaf and a...
He does the same. No, not a snack. What else have you got? What's these? And he looks at your hands.
Also got an extra tool.
We've had that before.
You what?
Did you have an extra toe before?
No, it's just this is what I keep saying. Like, did I miss a jab? Am I supposed to be taking tablets or?
You seem very stressed.
I mean, it's quite stressful having lichen growing from your forearms.
Tell me, have you been spite-gnomed?
You what?
Spite-gnomed. Pesky little rascals. They hook onto you and cause mischief.
I object to that.
No. Spite gnomes are very different creatures. They disguise themselves as quite formal businessmen, but really they're quite cruel little things. With pointed hats and pointed toes and mean little eyes.
And a monocle and a little Victorian swimsuit.
I suppose if the mood takes them.
No.
Yes.
Caper.
Wait.
The little tinker.
You've got off lightly. I knew someone, and he kind of looks to the ground sheepishly, whose head enlarged to thrice its size. But that gnome really isn't much like you if that's all you've got.
Yes, you are evil.
I didn't do nothing to no one. Why would...
They just do it for fun. They latch on to the first person they see and remotely alter them to their whim. They act all cute and sheepish and then cause mischief.
Do they have to stay around their target?
Ideally within a few miles, yes.
A few miles? I thought I was just being hit on.
So, Joe, that means he's still close. And after we've dealt with this, which I'm sorry, but it's probably more important, we'll go and find him and give him a good ear pinching.
Aye.
I mean, unless you're okay with that. I mean, you look amazing, but...
Yes, it looks fine.
You look great.
It's a bit distressing. I would consider getting it resolved.
Mr. Crusher goes on to tell you that once the threshold has been crossed, all the effects stop.
Oh, so if I get a mile away,
it'll disappear. Yes, but my spite gnome, Crabapple, well, we're good friends now, but at the time we were not good friends, and I ran, and eventually I managed to get away from the little beggar.
Was it your head that got increased to 3 times the size? Can I insight check that? That's a non-natural 20.
Let's just see. I'm gonna roll. Okay. Hard to say, but between one of those eyes, whether it's the one with the big pupil or the one with the small pupil, he's lying. It was him, but he really does not want to admit that.
Well, it's a beautiful story, and Joe, I'm sure that your eyebrows are of great concern to you. However, we really should go and resolve this magic organ thing.
Aye.
Agreed.
Right. And he, Mr. Crasher, stands up very abruptly, begins to pace towards the glass door. He looks worried about crossing the threshold, knowing what happened to him last time. And he just points with his finger to his right. That's the sign that says theatre.
Is that a quicker way?
That one doesn't have more of the... How do I put it? Broken ones. There's broken ones straight ahead and there's broken ones the other way, but towards the theatre, there's no one.
Hey.
The way we should go.
Do come back.
Of course.
Let me know when I can leave.
We promise we won't leave you here.
Don't use message because it doesn't work. Don't try to send anything if the contract is still in place. I can't hear you.
Oh. That's good to know.
Can I disguise self to look like Celine, please?
Like Celine? Yes, of course you can.
There's thing.
Can we just get a performance check to see how amazingly you transform?
17?
Yeah, pretty accurate. Maybe there's a couple of twigs not quite there, but you are Selene-ish. Cool. The rest of you watch as Selene appears.
Mind where the wings are, because they'll still they're still there.
Is this... What is this in? Are you going to try and confuse her by being her?
No, as in if we need to get past people, I can say I'm escorting you somewhere.
Oh, that's so clever.
I mean, it'd be better if Taselli did it, but I can't disguise him. I can only disguise me.
I will support you.
How do you support?
I will be giving like some pointers. Yeah, that would be like bardic inspiration. Like, no, they move more like this, so the accent is more like this. But yeah, when it comes the time for an interaction, yeah, I will use bardic inspiration.
Awesome, nice. I like the idea of that little pep talk happening as you're going down the corridor. Again, no windows here at the moment, but you do make your way through quite a few of these metallic corridors. It's cramped, but it does end eventually as you have headed upwards, and you see some double doors. You open them to see a small relatively theatre auditorium. You do see the light of day finally coming through the main doors ahead of you. One common theme: this theatre has been stripped, so any element of decoration has been removed, the seats have been taken away, the floor, the carpet has been pulled back to reveal a metal floor. It is more like a warehouse than a theatre. Weird. Can I get a history check from all of you, actually, please?
14.
What was that face, Rebecca? I heard a clatter and then the face happened.
That was surprise at missing my dice tray and it was whacking on the floor, and then disappointment that it was a flat 5.
I'm sorry, Demi, what did you get again?
I also rolled a 5. It's a 14.
Oh, 14.
11.
I rolled a 10, but it's a 9.
Nice. Wow, these are amazing history checks.
Did I get the highest with 14?
Yeah, you did. Demi would be the only
smart.
person really who really recalled this. Looking out when you were in the penthouse, looking downwards to this theatre, it looked busy. There was a queue. There were people waiting outside. And as you kind of think this as the door is being opened by the others in front of you, Demi, you would be first to see, looking outwards. There is a queue, but it's an illusion. The people up close kind of shimmer in and out. Indeed, I guess Taselli, probably first up, would walk through them and then just realise what you've done. They're on a loop. And Demi, looking sort of just by the door as you're exiting, you see, looking back, posters of a long-aged production that was here once. The posters depict a show that's stopped, and the show is called Being Heroic, the musical. And this poster is very badly laid out. It looks like a child has done it. There are stick figure drawings of people, and normally there's like a little spiel about what the production's about, right? This is a full-on paragraph. The paragraph reads, a story of a not very scary Goliath who is very heroic and learns that you only have to give your heart to the right people and not literally. And there's a little heart. And there's little tiny people called Darkling 1, Darkling 2, Darkling, and it goes on. But that poster looks like it has been out in the sun for a very long time.
How bizarre. Just before we go on, does anyone have any magic left that could potentially do some healing? Just in case we get ambushed.
How poorly is everyone looking?
I've got 22 out of 51.
Is it
Not too bad, actually.
I know this spell called Catnap would be really useful in this situation. Does anybody have it available? No.
I could just, if everyone could use some help, I could just heal everyone a bit.
Is there
I
any
don't
way
need too
to
much.
put mine to someone else? Because I'm probably okay,
I
especially if we've got these.
I wish there was, but there is not.
Does Shadow need health?
I mean, yeah, but I can also just reconjure Shadow with more HP if Shadow goes. Also, Shadow, I
A
can't.
mercenary.
I will have to reconjure Shadow because
got
Shadow
you.
goes for one thing and then
Mhm.
until that's dead is focused. Hey, no, don't go wasting your magic on just on mine or Shadow's accounts. I'm slightly concerned about my resources. I'm not flush.
The amount of time that we were talking to the Gatecrasher, would that possibly have been a short amount of time?
I mean, technically, all you were doing was standing around and talking. So, do you want to roll a persuasion check for the DM?
You're asking me to do a charisma check, Liz.
Can I
Yes.
assist by
Yes,
telling?
of course you can.
Can I assist by telling Liz that you are looking great today?
Thanks.
I mean, it's true.
It is true, but
Great.
it didn't land well, did it?
That's a 22.
Oh, cheeky little 22. Sure, short rest away. Go
If
for it.
I had Hexblade cursed you, that would have been a crit because it was
If
a
you
19
had
on the
Hexblade
dice.
cursed me, I would have been very upset.
Wait, how are we short resting? Through the walk?
No, through the conversation with Mr. Crasher.
Thanks, Liz.
That's a
All
lot
right.
of health. That
Don't
is
thank
very
me.
good.
Thank the DM. That's me.
A wise, generous DM.
Okay. Enough with the compliments, guys.
Okay.
They wear very thin. I'm kidding.
We did mean them, but that doesn't make it better.
No, that does make it. I like that. No, it's fine.
Well, so these potions, these very dodgy looking with sediment potions.
You
You
rattle
said-
them and the settlement kind of disturbs in the bottom.
Do you always get the negative effects, or do you get to put your metabolism up against it, so to speak?
To be fair, I don't know, but I would say that given the fact that they are old, I will be expecting the worst outcome by default. Like, oh, I mean, maybe not from the magic, but just from drinking this. It's disgusting.
I mean, okay, so I could probably do some pretty hefty blasting if I need to, but other than that, I'm not looking too great. So I'm just wondering, rather than obviously I'd love to drink one of these potions, but the downsides sound pretty horrific. So I'll probably be all right. Do we want to try and spike the whiskey cabinet so that the hags might get this disadvantage?
I don't think we're going to have time to. What would we do? Walk in looking aggressive with a glass of whiskey and say, "Here, drink this."
I can turn invisible.
Good work. I mean, the whiskey word is the word to use.
They did seem very partial to a drink. Like they seemed quite disappointed when Veracity didn't want one.
I mean, I currently look like Celine. I suppose I could offer them a drink, but also then
You can't
they'd
offer
recover.
Celine a drink looking like Celine.
Not Celine.
That's how much she's had, I suppose.
Oh no!
Personally, I'm quite partial to my potion. I'm concerned about how much magical power I've got available at this moment in time.
You could use it as a last resort. Just saying. Just saying.
How many do we have? Do we have 6 or 5?
You have one each.
One each.
See, I can turn invisible. I can just do that. That's just something I can do at least once a day, whether I've got reserves
They're
or
not
not.
going to drink whiskey if you prevent it from an invisible hand, are they? They're not going to be like, "This looks fine."
No.
Well, they don't know that we've met Mr. Crasher and that we think they're evil. They do know that we fixed all their problems. So we could meet them and be like, "Hey, we fixed your problems. We love your resort. Let's have a celebratory drink."
If
We've not-
everything is
we've not
coming to
been-
life,
We've not been to the spa yet, so we can't say about that. But we can say about the other two.
but my understanding is that the smoke is messing with everything. Probably there would be chairs and pens and glasses being alive around the office, it would be really weird to say, we solved it, and then everything around is chaos.
Make a persuasion check.
Maybe we can see if we have an opportunity to sort of force it down their throats, and otherwise we just go in with the charm tactic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because we don't want to do it too late, because then we'll give them back all the things they get if they're asleep, and that's not good either. So should we go and try and have a persuasive conversation? If there's weirdly an opportunity to force them to drink things, we can take it, and if not, we just hit them.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Just to remind everybody, you could swig these in combat if you needed to. You can do it as a bonus action, so if that helps you make any choice whenever. Just so you know.
Can we say we've all got one each, so there's not a problem in combat?
These are different to the ones in Shadowfell, which had to be on a bandolier. These are physical items which can technically be poured anywhere, so they are the initial version.
Who's the sneakiest out of the lot of us? Is it Joe being invisible?
Why do I have disadvantage on stealth?
So your armor.
Yeah, I'm wearing half plate. Not me.
I'm only a little bit sneaky.
Little bit. I can turn invisible, but I'm not that great other than that.
Oh, good.
More of a stand at the back and shoot at things kind of person.
Is it me? I'm a bit sneaky. I thought it would be Joe, but
I thought we were just walking in.
No, but if we wanted someone if they were in the room already and you wanted someone to sneak it into the glass, we need someone to be sneaky about it, don't we?
Well, I thought we'd
Tip away
given up
the
on
whiskey,
that plan.
pour in then.
I can turn someone invisible or someone small. So that would be a good combo, like invisible and small. I would say is really sneaky.
As a last resort, I could do it telekinetically.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I was trying to do it in character, but my Dwerga magic, I can cast invisibility on myself once per long rest without using spell slot. So
Yeah.
I presume we're walking as we're having this conversation.
yes.
I'm
at pace?
assuming that as well.
Yeah.
We're
We
walking.
can all chat in our heads. They can't hear in our heads, can they?
No,
Okay.
I
So
don't think. Probably
So
not.
we can have that conversation. If we're talking to them, it's very difficult to have two conversations at the same time. But if we're talking to them, we can also, in our heads, be like, Demi, do the thing, or Joe, go.
Yes, we just need to be careful not to have long periods where we're looking at them and talking to each other in our heads.
Yes.
Leave! No.
Why are you here, Joe? You're just here.
I know. Wrong place, wrong time, it sounds like.
Joe,
What
just
are
say
you
those
on
words.
holiday from? Sorry.
Yeah, no, go for it. No, please continue with that. Go for it.
What are you on holiday from?
Well, I'm a mercenary, so I take paid contracts, and they're not always pleasant. Some more than others. Worked for a group called Cavus Dun in the Shadowfell. It's probably for the best that you don't know who they are. They don't take the nicest contracts.
And do you have already a new contract? Like when you finish your holidays, do you have a job already?
I was planning to stay here for as long as possible, but it's sounding like this is not going to be particularly pleasant.
Why'd you have to go back if you don't like it? I mean, I understand obligation and commitment and being unable to say no, but
Been doing it for 100 years, don't know what I do.
go and do
Well,
it somewhere else under your own
there's-
steam.
There's plenty of places round near us that need bits of odd jobs doing here and there. I'm sure you'd be able to find some good work. What was it? Veracity, what's the name of the place that we're from when you're talking about funny corners?
The fabric.
That's the one. Come to the fabric.
Do you mean the material plane?
That you mean the material plane.
That sounds right.
That's what I said.
Confused me, and I was like, what the heck are we talking about?
I mean,
Gotcha.
can't be worse than the, Shadowfell or The Feywild sounded quite nice from the brochures, but
The material plane is fantastic. I have some contacts.
is that why you don't wear glasses?
Yeah, exactly.
You could open a
Sure.
karaoke bar. You were like amazing. You could host the main event.
Did I miss you doing karaoke, Joe?
Oh, aye, it was brilliant.
Oh dear.
That's all right. There's plenty of time. We'll get back to the. Oh wait,
The Vikings were like doing the second voices.
the backing vocals, they were amazing.
It
That does
was,
sound
it
like
was
them.
exciting. Well, if we manage to stop this place from completely imploding, then I'm sure we can do more karaoke and Joe can have a longer holiday, but we should again maybe do that bit first.
Yes.
As you're walking, Joe, could you just make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
John.
Oh, okay. Hi. There's a feeling that washes over you as you're all kind of hurrying across to the plaza. You feel like your body is covered in sand, like you've been to the beach and like your shoes are full of sand. You've got sand in your pants, Joe, not gonna lie. And no matter what you do, it's just uncomfortable. It's not going to provide a negative effect to you, but it just feels uncomfortable. That's the feeling that you're getting.
I'm gonna kill that gnome. I'm gonna rip
I
his
can't wait
eyebrows
for the
out.
one shot, just saying.
Hunt.
Hunt for caper.
Hunt for caper.
So as you continue, and Joe looks a little bit uncomfortable, if anyone is particularly looking out for it, Swifty is continuing after you. You arrive.
I'm not looking out for it, but because Nat has thought of something that Valka definitely wouldn't think of, but she is absent-mindedly rubbing some more of the hand cream on her hands.
Oh. Amazing. I love that as you're running, that just happens. Yeah. But yes, you continue. You hear before you see sounds of alarm. You hear an automated message saying, please make your way to the assembly point near the College for Hags, where you will be safe. And remember, enjoy yourselves. That is on repeat. You see a chaotic scene before you. There are guests filing out from the hotel. They appear to be protected by students and teachers from the College for Hags who are directing them kind of the way you came. Again, the announcement goes on a loop. We have entered a slight state of emergency. It's in Celine's voice. Please make your way to the assembly point where our friendly flesh and blood staff will be happy to assist you. Please don't forget to enjoy your stay. Thank you. So yeah, these people are sort of moving on. The hags are there kind of making sure that there are no robotic people following them. It seems haphazardly organized, but the guests seem safe. They do not seem under any immediate peril.
Okay.
Is there anyone looking dubiously at us because we're going the opposite way?
Actually, interesting. You don't look like you right now, do you, Demi? I'm just gonna... You receive quite a sort of curt, you've got this nod from one of the hags of the college. He's got like this gorgeous robe that stretches all the way back, kind of like a train, like to Selly's. He's got nothing on his chest though. The robe goes from his shoulders all the way back. He's wearing the highest heels you've ever seen. And he nods at you like, you've got this, Celine. You've got this.
We do have this.
As you say that, Demi, all of you in your minds, you hear like an automated message. It's not external. This is internal to all of you. Good afternoon. You are about to receive a message from the Shard Network. There's a little jingle. Bing, 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 bing. Then you all hear, hello. The thing we asked you to come and fix has got worse. Was that you? Either way, please return to the penthouse as soon as you can. You cannot respond to this message. Thank you. And you all hear that in your heads.
I think I might elect not to, just because I don't trust them anymore with my knaves sunglasses.
Got you. Okay, so you choose to not hear that.
I'm like, nope. I'm on a mission now.
Got you, okay.
So the chance of sneaking in without them being there is not happening.
Okay, well, that... Oh, Taselli, we can't hear what you're saying, love. You need to unmute.
Speak up, love.
Sorry. That almost sounds like a trap or an ambush. Oh my
But
God.
this comes back round to it. Why... if we think that they are trying to get us in particular, why?
Well,
What do you think, Celine?
I can think of a reason for the three of us to say I have no idea what's going on in your life anymore, so it could be anything. And Joe, you seem to just be kind of caught. You were invited here, weren't you? Did you piss anyone off?
I mean, it was responding to a job ad, but unless it's someone in higher up in the network.
You've just
I
been
can't
caught
imagine
up.
Joe pissing anyone off.
I feel like Joe's just been caught up in a bad situation. I'm already in a bad situation. Brasty's in a bad situation. Valka, we've discovered your situation's getting worse. And Sally,
I think they don't want me to find Jack.
does anyone know what the key thing's about?
I have an idea. So when I was in the Shadowfell, we met with this. We found this artifact that was allowing to planar travel. But in order to do so, there was this weird interaction with keys, and apparently the keys were how this other group of individuals called the Gate Crushers, if that's the actual name.
Like Mr. Crasher.
Hi, Mr. Crasher.
I probably. So I didn't have enough time just to ask if he is the creator of this or just part of the organization. And
he did say he couldn't travel planes anymore.
But maybe it's because of the binding of the contract.
Or maybe they took his keys.
Maybe they took the keys, exactly.
Just to recap, I won't ask for history rolls. Mr. Crasher did mention a woman who had taken the keys.
That was it was Lady Paddington took the keys. Yeah.
That woman was separate to the owners.
So I think it definitely could be a trap because we were all quite inconvenient people. But also, if I hired someone to fix a problem and then they went away and the problem got a lot worse, I would also just want to have a conversation with them about why. So there is a chance they are just wanting to have a conversation with us about why we're not doing our job. It might not be a trap. Maybe we need to think optimistically.
It gives us a lot of free cakes and pickles and biscuits and booze, both on the barge on the way here and in our rooms for free. Does seem a lot of a big to do if they were just going to be cross with us, and it seems odd.
Why don't we prepare all the sort of things to look after ourselves and hurt other people before we walk in, so that we try and have a really pleasant conversation, but we're ready if it turns out to be a trap?
To be fair, if all we're trying to do is get past them to press this button, and we can guarantee that button's going to stop all of this stuff from happening.
I can do that, actually. I know it's in the hut. As soon as I'm within 500 feet of the hut, I could just be there.
It's under the bed. Mr. Crasher said it was under the bed.
I don't have to have seen the space before to go into it. I could take someone else with me, as long as they're not huge.
I mean, they might let us do it anyway, but it's not a bad thought.
I really like Demi's idea. Why don't the rest of us walk in and have a really pleasant conversation where we apologize for the mess and say Demi's still there trying to sort it out. They're catching us up in a minute, and Demi pops up underneath the bed and presses it. It won't. They'll probably see through it, but we don't need to convince them for very long at all if Demi can do it really fast.
Would it be better for Demi to... Well, I probably won't fit under a bed with you, love, but if you took me with you, because all of the things that I would do to get ready to fight people are kind of obvious. I can't just walk into the room as I look when I'm in a fight.
Valka and I could go upstairs and you could distract the hags. Taselli, you're great at distracting people. Rusty is very enthusiastic. I'm sure between you could... Joe could just bring out a distracting cat.
Or if Taselli and I do the distracting while we say you three are all fixing things, Joe can be invisible on the ceiling ready to go, and Valka and Demi can be under the bed ready to push a button and jump out, then we're sort of trapping their trap. Maybe.
Let's do it.
Taselli, what do you think?
I'm just concerned, well, not concerned, but what would be, so if we are going to talk first, what is the line of the conversation? It's like, oh, we don't know what happened, or we found this guy and now we know how to stop it.
Sorry, Demi.
No, you go.
Why don't we do the thing where we tell all the good bits of the truth and leave the bad bits out? So we can say that, we definitely killed the Hydra and we saved the halflings and we sorted out the library, but then things just got worse. And we have an idea of how to fix it, and Demi's working on it, and all of that is true.
Can you try and find out why the theatre's empty and also where the contracts are?
Yes. We need those things to solve the problem. We do.
Would it be helpful if you had the halfling lady's boot? I just realised I never had a chance to give it back to her.
It's mine.
Oh, that is permanently in your inventory. Like, that is staying there.
There's Veracity's now.
What colour is it?
Red.
What colour do you want it to be?
Yellow.
It's a bright yellow Wellington boot.
We're going to have to make you a second one.
It's mine now.
You could half and half. You could have one on one foot and then just your normal shoe on the other.
One just quick point of order. What if the hags had the ability to see through invisibility? They might be wondering why lying in wait.
Could you say that, how you've had some funny things happening because of that gnome? Could that be one of the funny things? Would they believe that?
You're really embarrassed about your eyebrows, which, to be fair...
Now, come along, Demi. This is getting rude. Don't you be starting on Joe.
He's got a salad growing out of his eyebrow.
And it's very fetching.
It's
Demi.
not. You should get it fixed.
Demi, don't make me come over there. Leave him alone.
Joe, the walking garnish. I love it.
Can you grow pickles?
No, I've not. Mostly watercress.
Mr. Gnome, if you're around, can you please... No, it's a joke.
A good breeze growing out of my face.
In that case, Liz, as soon as we get within 500 feet of being able to teleport into Baba Yaga's hut, the original hut, I will take myself and Valka.
Do you want to wait for us to walk in before you teleport? A, so we are distracting them, and B, so if they do instantly notice you, you're not alone and fighting by yourselves for ages before we can get there.
That's true. We will stay just on the periphery, and then you let us know when you're about to walk in, and then we'll go in.
We can still, when we're separated, can't we?
As long as we're not on different planes. Don't go to a different plane.
In terms of logistics, we have the hotel. And we have the discs. If we are on the ground, is that enough? So 500 feet to this button? Or we have first to get to the penthouse to be in range? Or maybe the first floor of the
It is
hotel?
500 feet up is a lot. It's not that high, is it?
It's 150 meters.
Yeah.
The hotel is very tall. The feet themselves go up to about 70 to 100 feet, and then you have the entire hotel on top. So the legs do raise up higher. I will say, Demi and Falk, if you did want to transport all the way to the top, you would have to go slightly into the hotel to be able to do
That's fine. We'll do that.
But you'd still be able to do it.
Still disguised as Celine.
Got you.
So let's all get in. Penthouse, and on the floor before, you get down, and then we go up and we give the sign that, we're doing the destructive thing.
So all of you will need to ascend to get in on the platforms.
While we're on the lift, I'm going to take a sandal off. And I'm like,
The rest of you watch. Nothing comes out of Joe's shoe.
And
You
you're
put it-
right. You feel
Fine. Gonna get that gnome.
You slide your foot back into your shoe, Joe, and it's got that scratchy, horrible, sandy feel going on with it. You all notice as you're traveling upwards on these platforms, the tune, The Girl from Ipanema, is playing, but in a minor faltering key. Halfway up, the music does stop, as does the platform, and the platform begins to tilt. What would you like to do?
How wide is this tube?
It's not a tube. You are on a platform
just
that
a
is
platform.
going up in the air. It's circular. It's able to fit all of you on the same one.
I will. Can I hold on to Veracity? Because I think Veracity is probably the only one that I can actually probably hold on to and still be stuck to the platform.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any floor within 15 feet?
No, you've still got a good sort of 50 foot to go to reach getting through the floor at the top.
Can anyone? I can resolve this if necessary, but does anyone have anything else? It's quite high burn.
Is it the kind? Does it feel like the kind of thing where if I just stand and try and push,
Ooh,
like
good
balance,
shout.
then maybe if I go stand on the other side of it and try and.
Let's go for an athletics check. I'm going to say at disadvantage, Valka, because you've got people on there with you.
Oh, okay. That's a 14.
14. Yes, you're able to just kind of center it. It kind of wobbles slightly from side to side with you on it.
Now listen here, you. Right? We're trying to get inside and we're trying to help. So you behave. I don't know if you can understand me. There's a lot of magical creatures and things moving these days. So behave.
Let's have an intimidation check for the platform.
I love her so much.
I love how Valka's just on one today. She's having none of this. she's done.
That is words 22.
Yes, 22. Yes. Good lord. It is shooketh and in a good way. Yes, it does begin to kind of rectify itself. The music kind of comes back on as the platform begins to rise. It kind of begins to stutter again about 5 foot away from getting through the reception floor. You feel the music beginning to slow down a bit. What you're doing?
Now, we're nearly there. Come along. Everyone, go.
Can I climb up Valka?
Can I just lift Veracity?
Great, and then Sparky will teleport Joe. Actually, no, Joe has the clever shoes. Sparky will teleport to Sally, just up onto the floor.
I would rather fly with someone.
Oh, take me, and then...
Who needs teleporting? Valka! Sparky teleport Valka.
Hey,
there we go.
And
She was just fixing everything. I forgot she might need help.
I can cast Misty Step once per rest as well, so
Cool. So, bam,
disappear into the shadow and then.
Nice. Yes, you all do eventually end up in the hotel lobby. You notice the platform that was quite shooketh by Valka's words begins to plummet to the ground, hundreds of feet. Before it reaches the bottom, it seems to kind of swoop and fly away of its own accord.
Be free.
Do we think... I don't want to alarm anyone. Do we think the hotel is going to start moving of its own accord, as in like the chicken feet?
Does have legs.
Oh,
maybe.
Yes.
As you're having this conversation in the lobby.
In our minds.
Telepathically.
In your minds. Fine, good. Yes, you're kind of... I want to know, like, do you look at each other when you telepathically talk? Like, do you do the facial expressions as well with, like, what you're saying? How does that work? Yes, you begin to kind of look around, surveying the scene. Cramped up against the far wall, even in this large lobby. Just to point out, there's about 6 holes in the floor where these platforms should have been. All the platforms have gone. But in this large lobby in the corner, there are 20 or so hotel staff. Their heads are down, and as you appear, their heads go up and the eyes begin to glow. They all begin to say at the same time, but at different speeds. Welcome to Murkendraw Resort and Spa. Please, could I take your name?
Celine, allow us to pass.
They begin staggering forwards towards you. Demi, do you want to make a persuasion check?
Bardic Inspiration.
What is your... Oh, it was so close to being natural 20. What's your inspiration dice?
8.
They all begin staggering towards all of you.
Run? Should we run?
In that moment, you notice that the floor itself begins to shake beneath you and tilt like the platform did.
Oh, good.
And Emma called it one of the feet of when these big mechanical feet begins to rise off the ground and stop down.
Going to be awful. Do we still have height to go before we're 500 feet from the
you would be able to do it from here. If you're all running, though, to the platform to take you up into the penthouse, you may do so. So I don't know if you want to discuss quickly before.
I'm going to stand between all of the approaching staff and the exit so everyone else can run behind me. And I'm just assuming Demi is going to hide behind me. And then
I'll stay with Valka. Is the penthouse lift still working?
I will say if you pull past the velvet curtain, you do see this sort of golden encrusted platform seemingly working. Doesn't seem to be broken.
All right, I'll stand with Valka because I can get us out of here real quick once they let us know they're up.
Veracity is going to head straight for the lift and get in and kind of hold the curtain back for hopefully Taselli and Joe following. And as she does, she's just going to the lift go, hello, my name's Veracity. We're here to help. We're here to help. We're really, really going to try and help. We know this is terrible. Please don't kill us.
Please, can I take your bags? Bags. Because the hotel is tilted and because we are in motion or we're staying where we are, could we all get some dexterity saving throws, please?
I stick to the floor.
Apart from Joe. Joe's fine.
I'm doing the Michael Jackson things.
Yes, the body's tilting. Let's get a strength saving throw anyway from you, Joe, just to see if you can maintain your physical self upright.
This is an effect I can... Sorry. This is an effect I can see, right?
No, you can see and feel it, yes, fine.
Non-nat 20.
Nice.
It's a 12 for me, for 12.
13 for me.
Joe just headbutts the floor.
That's a 14 for Taselli and a 13 for Swifty.
Okay, so Rebecca, just remind me of Veracity's roll.
13.
Veracity, Taselli, and Swifty, you both seem to screech along the floor to one of the holes as you're tilted to the side. You are about centimeters away from one of these open holes that lead to the ground.
I'm gonna grab Veracity by the hand and Swifty with the other, and I'm gonna fly.
Amazing. Okay, cool.
Is that okay? I hope you don't mind. Can I just fly?
Cool. You're all eventually able to make sure that you're not going to plummet to your deaths, which is marvelous. Good for you.
We like her.
And you make your way through the velvet curtain. Demi and Valka, you sort of stay watching on as the rest of you ascend on the lift. You hear the music. It's not weird. It's normal. It's its usual orchestral version. As you begin to rise up. So the scene from inside the penthouse is some heads are appearing, including Swifty. So Taselli, Joe, Veracity, and Swifty. And Sparky, thank you, rise up on the platform. And I will just say this before Demi and Valka, you do whatever you're going to do with the message. So last time you guys saw this place, you saw various exquisite pieces of furniture and bookcases. These have been replaced by a massive copper jacuzzi. Celine is in the jacuzzi. Her hair's in like a towel wrapped up. Barbara is looking out the window, kind of steadying herself because the whole place is tilted. Some of the water has gone out of the jacuzzi at this point. She has in her hand like an angular onyx crystal shard. It's massive, and it's got like a long onyx rod protruding from the top. It looks like an 80s mobile phone. And you appear and she holds a shard to one side. Oh, finally you've appeared. Now, I don't know if you want to mentally do something to tell people things or if you want to talk. It's up to you.
Is there a bed? Is there still a bed?
There wasn't a bed when you looked here initially. You did see like a raised kind of platform in the center. There were circular stairs that led upwards.
You let us know that you're there.
Yeah.
I would think that.
We'll dimension door into Baba Yaga's hut.
Cool. Are there any... Baba Yaga's hut is quite small. Are there any stipulations with being inside a material? Because you've got quite a lot of clutter within it.
Here's dimension door. If you would arrive in a place already occupied by an object or a creature, you and any creature traveling with you each take 4d6 force damage. If we literally couldn't appear, the spell wouldn't happen.
Right, okay. I would say certainly one of you absolutely would be able to. The other would maybe have like their shins halfway through a desk. Like it's a very cramped space. So I'm going to say one of you, I'm going to say Valka, you're the biggest person. You're going to take that damage because you're going to appear in a very cramped bedroom. It's not luxury. It looks like an old person's shack. Like it's not furnished well. There's beds, there's herbs hanging from the ceiling, there's clutter everywhere, like an old-style cauldron. You end up with your feet halfway through a desk. Do you want to roll that 4d6, or do you want me to do
4d6. Okay, yeah. I'll roll it. Okay, 5, 3 is 8. Another 5, 13. 14.
14 points of force damage.
As we appear, she's just like, ow! Trying not to make a noise.
The rest of you, as you appear, you hear that noise happen upstairs. The owners do look at. Oh, so what was that? Celine, was that you? Was that you was it the bubbles in the? Okay. Finally, I will come back to Demi and Valka in just a moment. Finally, we have been trying to contact you for hours. Where have you been, and what have you been up to?
What we haven't been doing, we've been rescuing a lot of people, we've been solving your problems. So yesterday we solved the Hydra thingy. Well, the issue in the mud baths, it was a Hydra. We solved it. Don't worry, everything was safe. We managed to save Halfling. He was a little bit choked, but now it's fine.
Was that Mr. Chigglesby? We heard about Mr. Chigglesby, who was most distraught, and Mrs. Chigglesby. We made sure that they... Oh, good. Well, we must return it to her. Would you like me to do that? Or
I will.
You seem very attached to Mrs. Chigglesby's boot.
No, it's fine. I'll give it back.
Good. We must make sure they're having a good time. We did our best to make sure that they had an adequate pickle platter to make sure that they were happy. From what we gather, they are quite all right, Tiseli. So, good. So that was the mud baths.
Yes. And this morning we went to... Was it this morning?
I know.
Afterwards, we went to the academy and we met with this employee of yours, Enoch, and he's fabulous. Like, amazing
lovely Enoch.
Like,
yeah.
Right? Isn't he? Isn't
He's smashing.
Right. And there was a huge mishap there because the head librarian, unfortunately, we had to destroy it. So I think that will take a little bit of time to rebuild it or to repair it. So
I'm sure we can find someone to do that. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But it's not harming anyone anymore. Everyone's safe.
Yeah.
Everyone's happy. They're not having a good time now because whatever has happened, it's not that great.
Everyone was safe there. And, I'm really good with tools. I could help to repair it.
Oh.
I don't have to look for anybody else.
Oh, that'd be smashing, yes. Provided, we seem to be in motion, Tiseli. The hotel is moving. Do you know what could have caused it? We couldn't reach you. I don't know why.
So...
I was just thinking that maybe before Tiseli says anything, we did sort of unionize because it was all a lot more dangerous than you led us to believe. And we thought that maybe before we did anything else to help you, we should check our contracts to see what hazard pay was mentioned and just make sure that was all agreed upon before we fix this really dangerous problem. So if you could just get our contracts so we could look over them, then we'll be happy to discuss.
We don't have contracts with you, but I mean, I'm sure we could rustle a contract up for you to sign. That's something that we could do.
Yeah. Do you have like a template that you've already signed, and then
we could certainly
look at them?
Celine, I know you're having a good time in the hot tub. Would you mind going to get the contracts? Celine reluctantly leaves the jacuzzi, finds another towel, wraps herself up in it, and kind of plods off to the right-hand side. She's going to begin going upstairs.
You said to find out where the contracts were.
I know. I thought it was beautiful.
Thank you.
Come on, Liz was going to find a way to make them go upstairs.
Oh, one last thing, actually, before you head off, just something that we thought that you both, should maybe be around just to talk to you about. Just a small matter of, and Joe's going to kind of hold up the lichen covered arms. I think there's some kind of Feywildy type stuff going on, and obviously, if this is in any way related to any of the attractions here, maybe that's something that should be in like a disclaimer.
My dear, you seem follically imbued with some kind of foliage. Is everything all right?
All right, well, okay. So I've got this on my forearms, and I've got edible eyebrows, and I seem to be covered in sand right now. And I've got an extra toe.
She is looking at you as if you have lost your marbles. She is. Right, you are, dear. Good. Well, I'm sure we can find a cream or something to rub on it. Perhaps I really don't think it's anything of a resort that's done that to you.
I mean, this is my first time in the Feywild, so maybe this is something that could just be an effect.
Perhaps. Well, I'm sorry to hear, she's looking for Rusty, I'm sorry to hear that you feel upset about your work with us.
Don't feel happy about it at all, and I know that you really care about being. Also, we went to investigate in the theatre, and that was all pretend. Why is the theatre pretend?
Well, the show didn't do very well, so we converted it to a warehouse, but we needed to sort of maintain a sort of happy situation for the guests. They needed to have a good experience, and people do enjoy a good queue. So what I decided to make it look, still like a theatre on the outside, keep it nice and practical on the inside, but generate a sort of illusory queue. I'm sorry if it got fooled by you. Quite a few people have enjoyed.
Check.
Sure, go for it.
This conversation has been going on long enough. Can Demi be?
Yeah,
Am I stuck in the desk?
You have broken through the desk. There's been noise. You certainly begin to hear about 3 steps away the sound of someone coming up the stairs.
Can I investigate the room and try and find this button?
Of course you can. Go do so with advantage because there is a bed in there.
There's a bed.
In Demi's head, he hears, "Shall I be ready to hit? What do you want me to do? I can't really move."
27.
27, amazing. Yes, there is a bed. You do look under the bed, but it's probably quite hard for you to lift that up. I don't know how strong you are, actually.
Okay, can you just lift this bed up?
Yes, I can do that. I don't know if I can do it quietly, but
it doesn't matter.
Aims up.
Okay, as you lift the bed up, the door begins to open. So
hello.
Celine walks in to find.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a wall of force.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
Fantastic.
Across the doorway, sort of.
Across the doorway, but also, I can just go around the whole room if it's that small.
Fine. Yep, you would be able to do that. Celine's gonna walk face first into it, like she's smushed into it. Oh, I'm gonna roll an intelligence check. 1 second. She thinks she did it. Was that Was that me? Barbara, I think I'm magicking again. I'm just going to tell you, Demi, what you see underneath the bed. You see the wooden floor of the shack, and you see a metal panel which has screws in. There's about 8 screws that line the whole thing. With that investigation, because it was pretty damn good, you can see a magical sheen around it as well. And with that, I'm going to snap back downstairs.
I rolled a 28 on insight.
Insight. And just specifically, what were you after with that? You're going to get it. I just need to know what
actually happened with the theatre, because Crash had said that it was a warehouse, then a theatre, and she's saying the exact opposite.
Yeah. She's telling the truth from what you can glean.
Okay.
It certainly was a warehouse, then it was a theatre, and then it was a warehouse again.
Okay.
She is telling the truth. I'm going to say with that insight, because that again was quite high, there's a recurring theme again, enjoying, about the guests enjoying themselves, and she repeats it over and over and over again. It's something that they keep saying.
I reckon they've got like dodgy contracts with all the guests. Like they're feeding off the energy of everyone being happy.
Demi as well, I'm going to say with that check upstairs. I will come back to you shortly, but you do also see a huge stack in the wall with lots and lots of scrolls.
Magic scrolls or contract scrolls?
Hard to say by just looking, but I'm going to come back to you later. What's going on with Veracity after that insight check on Barbara?
Yes, it is very important that the guests have a nice time. I do understand.
It really is, and with the current circumstance, I'm very worried.
Yes, Tasseli was about to tell you what we're doing with the current circumstance.
So after we destroyed the head librarian, we found this power button, and then it occurs to us, like, what if there is a way to switch off everything in the park? Because maybe there's like a mishappening in the circuits or mishappening in the magic around. Wouldn't it happen for you?
I'm sorry to interrupt. We don't want the park to shut down. We asked you to help us make sure that everybody has a good time, and for that we need the park to be working.
But I think at this point we need to evacuate everyone, solve the situation, and then everyone can come back.
Right. How do you propose we do that? At that point, Celine's voice from upstairs. I think I'm magicking. Oh, shut up, Celine. I'm having a conversation. Carry on. I'm sorry, dear.
So, I think we need to evacuate everyone. And would you have seen any kind of main switch for... Actually, do you have a main switch for the whole...
No, it just works. It just works. We don't have any control over it at all.
Not even like the theatre. How did you restore that to the factory setting?
Oh, well, that was quite simple. On the inside, we really just had a mirage. It looked like a theatre on the inside. We put some chairs in, people came in, they had a sort of moderate performance. Didn't sell very well, and then they left,
And for example, with the mod pad heaters, all that requires a level of engineering. Who is your contractor? Like, can they help us?
Oh, yeah, well, we did a long time ago. We hired someone. What was his... Celine, what was our contractor's name? It's Mr. Crasher. It was Mr. Crasher that we hired a very long time ago.
Where is he?
Oh, well, he really wanted to leave, so I suppose he could be anywhere.
Why?
Someone insight check.
Insight check. Insight check. I'm not really good at this. People.
24 on
Doing
insight.
great. You're doing great.
Okay.
16 on the inside.
The truth is certainly masked for Veracity. They seem unwilling to state specifically what's going on.
I have a question actually about the contractor.
Yes, my dear.
Machinery. Why are all the people machines?
Well, you don't have to pay them. Just they sort of do the job and they do the job, they're happy. Everyone's happy.
So you're saying you're sort of comfortable with forcing people to carry out work without any form of reward, even if they don't want to be there?
I don't think they really want anything. They're just happy to help. Normally, apart from now, they're not happy to help right now. They seem most cross.
See, if they have the capacity to be cross, that probably means they had the capacity to choose whether they wanted to be here or not, and you just kept them here without any sort of payment or choice, which I think is probably quite bad. I'm doing it again.
Now listen, we have our own circumstances, which I don't like talking about.
Why don't you talk about them? I think now is a really good time to talk about them before we decide that you're very bad people.
No, we're not bad. We were bad people. We are not bad people now.
Explain, please.
Okay, can I please get a check for persuasion from Veracity with advantage? I'm going to say to Sally, your natural charisma is helping.
Veracity is trying to be intimidating. Can she?
Sure.
And it's the same. It's the same score.
Yeah,
it's just she's trying. Can she be intimidating?
Yes, of course.
One of those is a dirty 20.
Amazing. Before we come back to that dirty 20, what is happening upstairs? Celine, face pressed against the wall. Demi, you've seen scrolls. Valka's holding up the bed.
Do I get the sense that thing is magically locked, that panel?
You do.
I'm gonna down my potion.
Okay.
Demi, can she see me? Can she see me through this thing that you put up?
She's knocking. Hello, was this me?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was you. You did it.
I don't remember casting it.
How have you? Oh, I wish I could help you. I can't seem to do anything about it.
I'm going to concentrate on putting it down. 1 second. Is it gone? No, it's not gone.
Maybe you should try walking through it again.
I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on the panel.
Okay, what level?
I was going to go for third. I'm going to cast it at third. I get to roll, don't I?
Yes.
Do I need to roll?
Yes.
10 plus the spell's level is the DC. I make an ability check using my spellcasting modifier, which is Intelligence. Come on. Oh, 21.
Yes. The spell fades. The bolts are still in there, however.
I've got a plan for that, but it's going to have to wait until my next turn.
Okay, cool. Valka, you're doing great.
Well, can I ask, in terms of the geography of the room, if I've lifted the bed up, where is the door relative to me?
Oh, you have the bed lifted up. The door is right next to you. Very cramped. You've got maybe a space of 5 foot between you and the door.
Valka, I have to warn you, when I try and get the screws out, that wall of force is coming down.
Okay. You know, I'm Celine, I am gonna try and help you with that. I'm gonna try and maneuver the bed so it's blocking the door.
Nice. Got you. As you say that, she walks into the... No, it's still on. I really don't know what I've done.
Let me come over and try and help. I just need to put this down. Oh, it's a bit cramped in here.
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Could you sing me a song? It usually helps me to concentrate.
Oh, yes, sure. I'm sure Valka knows plenty of songs.
A Viking song.
Yeah,
or lullabies or something.
It's like something like that's just one of the Eurovision songs. I was trying to think of
I mean, go for a performance check.
Can I help by trying to join in?
Why am I rolling 2 dice? I should be rolling 2 dice. Oh no, that's a 5.
Oh, was that a song? You're just shouting at me. That's not helpful.
I'm a farmer, not a performer. Ask to Sally if you want a song.
To Sally, to Sally, you're summoned.
Yes.
Could you help me, please? Just sing something or do something soothing so that I can stop myself from magicking all over the place.
As I walk to, I will ask the other hag. Hypothetically, well, 2 questions. The first one is like, hypothetically, what would happen if the resort has to close for 3 months, let's say? And the other one is that would not be if the scale of this venture might require some investors. Do you have investors or people like,
I'm feeling chatty, she says across to Veracity, so I suppose I'll answer this all in one go. We are not closing the resort, that's out of the question. Investors, I suppose, yes, we do have investors. I'm feeling chatty, so I'll tell you, you've persuaded me, you've been very intimidating for such a small creature.
Would you like a drink? Just while you chat to keep your
I've got one
voice
in my
lubricated.
hand. Thank
I've
you.
got a special little pick-me-up. It's special, fiery. It makes you feel really good. Would you like some? I can just add it to your drink.
No, she's looking at you quite suspiciously at this point.
I feel all eyes and innocence.
Where is Demi anyway? And the other one, the tall one?
They are helping keep all your guests happy.
Oh, good. Oh, well, that's fine.
We knew we couldn't spare all of us at once, so we just figured some of us stay behind.
Quite a commotion outside. So yes, come with me and just sit down on the sofa with you, Veracity. Joe, you're welcome to join in too if you wish to kind of
Is
make
it like that.
You can make a Barbara sandwich.
Is it the slightly uncomfortably close to someone on the sofa thing?
Yeah, Barbara's kind of, for such a small lady, kind of makes such a big dent in that sofa that you both kind of fall into her as she sits down. Before the resort, we were doing so well, and she kind of puts her hand on Joe's knee as she's talking. We were being very, cruel, as I've said, and we thought we deserved some recognition. So we petitioned to the Fey monarchs and we asked them for power, naturally. We did a very good job. Give us power, give us money. But we seem to have got ourselves into somewhat of a pickle, not an edible pickle. The monarchs agreed, but then they magically bound us to not bring sadness, but joy. They gave us wealth, they gave us power, they gave us this entire resort and the means to create it. But the trade is we have to bring joy. And there is always a shortfall with the quota, not helped by the resort's current predicament, and she motions out the window. Why do you think we keep asking people to enjoy themselves? I'm going to say, at that point, the jacuzzi is becoming very, very hot. Steam is beginning to rise from it. It's boiling aggressively at this point, and it lifts up into the air, this massive jacuzzi, and flips upright. The water does not leave it, though. As this happens, there's two circular floor cleaners. You know what a Roomba is. It's a D&D version of that. They whiz towards the jacuzzi and kind of magnetize to the bottom. You notice they leave greasy trails wherever they whiz from and to. The coffee machine in the corner of the room, again, magnetically seems to roll across the floor towards the jacuzzi and hop onto the top. The coffee bean container seems to rotate around the room menacingly. From the swirling water lash out two very watery arms. Barbara at that point, Celine, I come down. Barbara's going to promptly fly out the window, like jump out the window and fly, but hover outside. Would you please be able to sort that out for us, please? And I think we're going to end.
Do I get a chance to cast my spell first? That was
Sure.
definitely 6 seconds.
Sure,
I'm
yes,
going
of
to
course.
cast animate objects again, and I'm going to animate the screws and ask them to unscrew themselves.
Incredible.
Nice.
I can animate all 8 of them at the same time.
Amazing. Yes, they all unscrew as this creature creates itself downstairs too. And that's where we're going to stop for today. Thank you, everyone.
Incredible.
Demi, hurry up!
I'm trying.
I love the visibility of all of this. So we've got you two in the bedroom Valka lifting up a bed. Celine's stuck by a wall that she thinks she created, and Sally's got upstairs to try and
The wall
help.
drops. As soon as the screws come up, the wall drops.
Okay. But Celine's making her way downstairs now, kind of pushing past Sally. So, yes, this is beautiful. All right. But thank you, everyone, for joining us and being part of this tremendous time that was tonight's show. If you enjoyed tonight, thank you for watching. The next Monday show will be Anarchy in the Astral Sea, DM'd by the lovely Emma. Anything we should be expecting in Anarchy, Em?
Just utter chaos.
Yay.
They're having a great time, and there's been some really beautiful, heartfelt moments, but the majority of it is just chaos.
We'd love to see it. And that's every Monday from 6 p.m. UK, 10 a.m. Pacific. We play every Tuesday, and the next Tuesday show will be our finale. Very exciting. What's going to happen? Who knows?
Hopefully. At least some semblance.
Maybe. That will be 6 p.m. UK, 10 a.m. Pacific, and at the same time on Friday we have Talk Together, our chat show where we interview players, DMs, and other TTRPG industry voices. You're going to see one of Nat, Rebecca, Chris, Tom. Who have I missed? I think that's it.
Occasionally there's a surprise Emma.
Yeah, surprise Emma.
Sometimes.
I rarely interview.
Very rarely, but occasionally.
Massive
In
thank
crisis. I interview in crisis.
A crisis talk together. Tune in next week. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There will be a link in chat now. Do join them. Every penny helps us make the content that we do. They set up a fandom wiki for us and also sorted out the Discord. So a lot of us are on there. Feel free to jump on in. The codes will be in chat to find them on the links. I know words. They also we also have some Dice Head merch on Amazon. Head on over there and search for us. You'll be able to see all of our t-shirts and hoodies. Big thanks again to our sponsors Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, Elderwood Academy, and our supporters D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Warriors of Waterdeep, Level Up Dice, Alchemy, and Neverwinter. Don't forget we are all over social media as Roll Together RPG. Thank you for watching. Have a great week, and we will see you soon.